Chapter 2966. This dark palace sure is shameless, looking for trouble. The everyday sect didn't even say anything, and yet they're jumping up and down. But according to what you said, the Sky Elixir sect's young master is a good person. Yu Bing was a bit confused. Legend has it that the young master of the Sky Elixir sect wanted to force the Ice Palace master to be his concubine, but it seems like their personalities aren't the same. Yeah, I feel the same way. He's like a completely different person compared to the legends. He's a bit too nice to us. Chikuin nodded. But he made Chibing and the Dark Palace Elder kneel down and apologize, and even broke one of Chibing's arm. From these things, it seems like he's quite a domineering person. I'm a bit conflicted now. Forget it, these are things that are far away. The Ice Palace Master and the Young Master are too far away from us. We should think about how we can help Lin Yi Boss recover. Yu Bing waved his hand, not wanting to talk about things that were far away. First, we need to find a way to fix Boss's meridians and Dantian, and then find 2 Qi gathering pills to help him break through to Sky Class. That way, we'll be able to get rid of the poison. Chikuin said, but it's easier said than done. First, 2 Qi gathering pills won't be easy to find. Master Tan, I don't have Qi gathering pills, but I do have a couple of medium ones. Do you think Lin Yi Boss can use them? Chijo didn't have the time to tell Chikuin about the good news of Lin Yi's cripple. He didn't have the time to tell him that he had gathered some elixirs, but now that they were talking about Qi gathering pills, he quickly asked. Medium Qi gathering pill? What's that? Chikuin paused. It's a pill that's below the Qi gathering pill. It's not as effective, but it can still increase one's strength, and it doesn't have the disadvantage of not being able to train like the Qi gathering pill. Chijo said. This time, I wanted to give it to you as well, but I was worried about Lin Yi Boss, so I didn't get the chance. With that, Chijo took out a delicate wooden box from his pocket and put it in front of Chikuin. Master Kuin, there's 1 small Qi gathering pill and 3 medium Qi gathering pills in here. Oh. Can these 3 be worth 2? Chikuin asked. But why didn't you use them? Didn't you say that you could attack the heaven rank after using it? If I take it, I can definitely attack the heaven rank. Chijo said, but I didn't use it. I don't have much of a goal anymore. As long as you're happy, Master Tan, I'll be happy, so I kept it for you. Even so, I'm about to break through to Earth class myself, and this small Qi gathering pill can help you break through to Earth class in the future. These 3 can help you all the way to Earth class late phase peak. But, if you give it to Lin Yi Boss, 2 Qi gathering pills won't be as effective, but breaking through to Sky class won't be a problem. Oh. What do you mean? Chikuin paused, pleasantly surprised. Master Tan, you said that Lin Yi Boss is an Earth class late phase now, and this pill can help him become an Earth class late phase peak. Of course, an Earth class mid phase peak would be able to reach Earth class late phase peak with just 1 mid Qi gathering pill. That meant that half of the pill's effect would still be left, and with the other 2 pills, it wouldn't be a problem for him to break through to Sky class early phase. Because 1 Qi gathering pill is equivalent to 2 medium Qi gathering pills, so these 3 medium Qi gathering pills are more than enough. Oh. So you're saying that it's possible to break through to Sky class early phase peak? Chikuin asked, surprised. That's not possible. Chijo shook his head. It's different when you break through the barrier. For example, you're at Earth class late phase peak, and even if you take 3 Qi gathering pills, you'll still be Sky class early phase. There's no point in taking pills before your strength stabilizes. Your meridians and Dantian aren't used to the new level yet, and you won't be able to absorb that much of the medicine. It's just a waste. So that's how it is. Chikuin was a bit disappointed. But this way, Boss's pill problem is solved. All that's left is to repair the Dantian and meridians. And that's all I can do. Master Tan, my abilities are limited. You'll have to figure out how to repair Lin E Boss Dantian and meridians yourself. My words don't carry much weight in the Ice Palace, and if it weren't for sis-in-law Xiao Xiao, I wouldn't even be able to get these pills. Chijo said. He was a reasonable man. He knew who gave him everything he had today, and he didn't lose himself. Giving these pills to Lin E didn't hurt at all. By the way, old Master Zhao wrote a letter to you. Qikuan had already changed his way of addressing old Zhao, because he felt that someone like this didn't deserve to be his grandfather anymore. Chijo knew what had happened to Qikuan, and naturally, he didn't think much of it. He took the letter from Qikuan's hands and glanced at it before throwing it to the side. Master Kuan, how do you expect me to reply? It's over, so I'll just go to Lin E Boss when I get back. Reply my ass. Qikuan smiled. I respect your choice, and I just want to know if you're planning on getting a position like Elderby in the Hidden House. I told you, I don't have any ambitions. My choice is to follow Master Tan. As for Elder Zhao, he's Master Tan's enemy, and that means he's my enemy as well. Chijo said. Qikuan patted Chijo's shoulder. He was sure that Chijo wouldn't betray him, but hearing him say this himself still made him happy. You've made the right choice. I think that following Lin E Boss has a much better future than following House Zhao. Lin E Boss followers are all over the ancient level, and old Zhao's vision is just too limited. I don't know what he's thinking. Following Lin E in hiding House Zhao won't just be hiding House Zhao. Master Tan, you can create your own ancient House Zhao. Chijo nodded. Chapter 2967. Not now, we can only see her during the monthly meeting of the Ice Palace, but we can only see her from afar. If Master Tan wants to find Xiao Xiao, you'll have to talk to Shopkeeper Li first, Yu Bing said with a shake of his head. Alright, I understand. Qikuan nodded. If that's the case, I won't hold you guys up any longer. You guys go back, I'll wait here for Xiao Xiao. I don't have much use for this pill, but Boss Lin E has it. Chijo, you can use it to break through to Earth class. Alright. Chijo didn't reject it this time, taking it back. Since Qikuan said that Lin E had a chi gathering pill, he wouldn't mind. Yu Bing and Chijo said goodbye to Qikuan and returned to the Ice Palace. They were both stewards of the outer sect, and they couldn't be away for too long. After they left, Qikuan went to the front desk. Shopkeeper Li, may I ask why Vice Palace Leader Feng isn't here? Qikuan asked. I'm not too sure about that. I just told the sect master that Mr. Zhao is here to see Vice Palace Leader Feng, but who the sect master sends is up to her. I can't make the decision, Shopkeeper Li said. I can ask around for you. Thank you, Shopkeeper Li. Qikuan thanked him and went upstairs to wait. The next day, Shopkeeper Li found Qikuan and passed on the sect master's message. Mr. Zhao, the sect master said that Vice Palace Leader Feng is in solitary practice and can't come out to see you, so she sent 2 of your friends to meet you instead. I see. Qikuan didn't know if Bing Tang was telling the truth or not, but since Shopkeeper Li had passed on the message, he didn't question it. I'll leave then. I'll leave a letter for Vice Palace Leader Feng. If it's convenient, please pass it on to me, Shopkeeper Li. Sure. Shopkeeper Li said. Qikuan didn't waste any time. He wrote a letter on the desk, explaining the problem Lin E was facing and asking if Xiao Xiao had any good solutions. He then signed his name and gave it to Shopkeeper Li. Shopkeeper Li didn't say anything. Right in front of Qikuan, he tied the pigeon's leg and let it fly to the Ice Palace. That afternoon, Xiao Qikuan was on his way back to Donghai, but Qikuan didn't drive straight to Donghai. Instead, he parked his car in a random parking lot in a nearby city and went to a car dealership nearby. He bought a car that cost a few tens of thousands. got a temporary license, and headed towards Donghai. His return this time was completely hidden. He did not want the Zhao family to know. This was to make use of the time difference and make the Zhao family think that he was still in the Ice Palace. When Qikuan's car stopped in front of Lin Yi's villa, he was a little emotional. He'd already opened the door, but he couldn't take a single step. He felt bad for Lin Yi, not knowing how to face Lin Yi. Qikuan had volunteered to save Lin Yi's life at the banquet, but at the end of the day, Lin Yi's injuries were caused by Qikuan. If it weren't for Qikuan, Lin Yi wouldn't have gone to House Zhao's banquet. Yushu realized that there was a brand new car parked in front of her villa, and it didn't have a license plate. There seemed to be someone in the car, but they didn't get out. Looking at the time, it should be time for Han Xiaoqiao to get out of school. The BMW X5M wouldn't be able to get in if the car was parked there, so Yushu reminded him. You can't park here. Qikuan. Yushu suddenly realized that the person in the driver's seat was Qikuan. Whoosh! Yushu picked up a rock and threw it at Qikuan's car, leaving a huge dent in the car. Shoo! Why did you throw it at me? Qikuan was in deep thought when the rock flew at him, startling him. He subconsciously jumped out of the car. I'll kill you, you traitor. You treacherous bastard. Yushu threw another rock over, this one even more accurate, hitting Qikuan's forehead. Qikuan was a practitioner, and he had qi to protect his body, but he was still in a sorry state. Shoo, let me explain my ass, I'll smash you to death. Yushu picked up another rock and threw it at Qikuan. Now that Elder Pai and a bunch of masters were in the villa, she naturally wasn't afraid of Qikuan. Shoo, what's going on? Mengyao heard the commotion outside and came out to ask, but when she saw Yushu throwing a rock at Qikuan, her face changed. Qikuan. Why are you here? Let me explain. Qikuan hugged his head, not daring to fight back. He smiled bitterly, but he felt that it was normal for him to get smashed. After all, Lin Yi was injured because of him. Shoo, Yao, stop smashing, let Qikuan in. Lin Yi heard Mengyao, too, and knew that Qikuan was here. He quickly came out to stop him. Boss, your wounds are all healed. Qikuan was shocked to see Lin Yi walking out of the villa. Lin Yi's wounds were very serious, and Lin Yi had lost his self-healing abilities. It would take at least a year and a half for him to recover, and these were just external wounds. Let's talk inside. Although Lin Yi's meridians and dantian had recovered, his strength hadn't. He didn't want to be seen in public. Lin Yi had been standing in the villa's doorway when he was talking to Lin Yi. No one could see him if they weren't facing him. He was afraid that House Yu's or the Dark Palace's people were still nearby. Mengyao and Yushu didn't stop Qikuan after Lin Yi's words, but they still didn't give him a good face. But when Qikuan entered the villa, Lin Yi didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Shoo, Yao, you misunderstood Qikuan. He didn't go back on his word. Chapter 2968. I didn't tell you guys that it was Qikuan who hit me, but if he didn't hit me, I would have died in the hidden house Zhao. With that, Lin Yi explained what happened that day in detail to Mengyao and Yushu. Including Lin Yi's lackeys, they all understood after hearing Lin Yi's story that Qikuan had no other choice. If he didn't do it, Lin Yi would have been left in the hidden house. It looked like Qikuan had betrayed Lin Yi, but in reality, he was helping Lin Yi. Boss, you're the wise, I was almost killed. Qikuan saw that everyone was looking at him a lot friendlier now, and he breathed in relief. How many stones can kill you? Chen-Tian humphed coldly, if it weren't for you not seeing through your grandpa's scheme, boss wouldn't have gotten hurt. Your house Xiao just can't do it, look at us, House Wu, House Han, House Pai, House Zhuang, we're all following Lin Yi boss. That. I couldn't do anything about it. Old Zhao is short-sighted, he can't blame it on me, Qikuan said helplessly. Alright, let's not talk about Qi Tan anymore. I didn't even know what was going on. Who would have thought that Elder Zhao would take out 200 million to bribe me? Even a hidden house wouldn't be able to take out such a large sum of money easily, especially one that hasn't been earning much recently. So, this money was taken out at a time when I needed it the most. I didn't suspect that Elder Zhao had other intentions, Lin Yi said, trying to smooth things over. Thank you, boss. Qikuan said gratefully, right, boss, your injuries. Are they all healed? They're healed. Lin Yi nodded, it's all thanks to Jingyi, who used House Sun's arts to heal my meridians and Dantian. That's great. Boss, you can finally regain your strength and go back to the Zhao family with me to seek justice. Qikuan stood up excitedly, completely disappointed in House Zhao. He no longer had the feelings he had before, because in old Zhao's eyes, he was just a tool that could be used, a pawn that could be thrown away at any time. This made Qikuan's heart sink. From the moment he called old Zhao, he was ready to cut ties with House Zhao. Lin Yi paused, as did everyone else, as they looked at Qikuan, speechless. Qikuan disagreed, boss's meridians only recovered, but his strength hasn't recovered yet. We have Elder Pai, a sky-class early phase, but we still can't take them down. Plus, if we go to the Hidden House Zhao and the Hidden House Yu, Gong Shan, and Golden Clock sect all get involved, wouldn't we have even less of a chance? Xiaopa objected to Qikuan's suggestion. Strength's easy. Qikuan said, what I'm worried about the most is the meridians and Dantian. As long as they're healed, recovering strength and breaking through to Sky class is just a matter of time. What? Qikuan, are you having a fever? That's bullshit. Han Xiaopa felt a little helpless. Although the Heavenly Elixir sect promised to refine a qi amassing pill for boss, they're still dragging their feet. Besides, even if they bring the qi amassing pill to us, there's only one. It won't help us. I don't need it. Qikuan, on the other hand, wasn't annoyed at all. He shook his head mysteriously and took out a delicate wooden box from his pocket. Guess what I brought back? Qi gathering pill. Xiaopa said subconsciously, but then shook his head. No, you said you don't need it. What is that? Is it the antidote? It shouldn't be the antidote. Old Pai shook his head. Qikuan said that Mr. Lin would be able to break through to Sky class in a matter of time. An antidote alone wouldn't have that effect. Could it be a replacement for the qi gathering pill? Old Pai, you really are a wise old man. Qikuan said with a smile as he opened the box. A thick aroma of medicine wafted out, stunning everyone present. This was especially true for cultivators. When they smelled this scent, they felt as if their cultivation speed had increased. Lin Yi, on the other hand, was a little surprised. The smell of the pill was very similar to Xinyan's. This discovery made Lin Yi very curious. What's wrong, boss? Qikuan saw the weird look on Lin Yi's face and quickly asked. It's nothing. Lin Yi shook his head. What is this? Lin Yi, naturally, couldn't say that Xinyan's aroma was the same as the pill. Only a few people knew that Xinyan could help Lin Yi with his training, and these followers didn't know about it. Plus, this was a personal matter, and it wasn't appropriate for Lin Yi to talk about it casually. But Lin Yi was curious as to what this pill was. This pill is called the Mid-Qi Gathering Pill. Qikuan introduced. Qizhou found 100,000-year-old spirit herb in the Ice Palace, and got his reward. It said that the recipe for this pill has been lost for a long time, and it can't be made. But this kind of mid-grade qi gathering pill, although the effect of a single pill is much weaker than a qi gathering pill, it doesn't have the drawback of being unable to continue cultivating like a chi gathering pill. Oh. Mid-chi gathering pill. It was the first time Lin Yi had heard of the name of this pill, but it sounded like something good. It was a shame that it would be a waste for him to eat it, since it didn't have any side effects. Yes, it said that the remaining chi gathering pills are from a long time ago. The recipe has been lost, and there aren't any more refiners who can make it. One pill is one less, Chikuin nodded. Such a precious thing, and Chijo is giving it away. Lin Yi was touched. These pills were like coal in a snowstorm. Chapter 2969. Alright, I won't be thanking you then. Lin Yi nodded. Chikuin was right, but he was responsible for Lin Yi's poisoning. It had been too smooth sailing recently. Whether it was the Sky class or the Sky Elixir sex test, Lin Yi had always been able to defeat his opponents with ease. This made Lin Yi lower his guard, and that was why he fell for Elder Zhao's trick. Can these 3 mid-chi gathering pills help me break through to Sky class? Wasn't it said that the medicinal effect of a single chi gathering pill couldn't even compare to half the medicinal effect of a chi gathering pill? 2 chi gathering pills are needed to break through to Sky class. These 3 shouldn't be enough, right? That's enough, it's like this. Chikuin had the same concerns before, but he understood after Chijo's explanation. He explained everything to Lin Yi. Lin Yi was a refiner, but he didn't know much about the principles behind the chi gathering pill and the mid-chi gathering pill, but after hearing Chikuin's explanation, he was very excited. Can I break through to Sky class? That's great, boss, you're going to go into isolation now. Chikuin was even more worried than Lin Yi. After all, Lin Yi's injury was caused by him, and he felt very guilty. He hoped that Lin Yi could recover as soon as possible. Yeah, I'll take it now. Lin Yi nodded. But our plan was for nothing. We don't have to go back to West Star Village anymore. It's more like a scare than a disaster. No need to go back. The miss was a bit disappointed, but she smiled. Lin Yi, congratulations, Shu and I can finally relax. It's good that we don't have to go back. We can take the final exams now. We don't have to do it next semester. Yao Yao, you don't seem to mean it. Yushu blinked. The miss blushed, but pretended like she didn't hear anything. Lin Yi, you're going into isolation now. Lin Yi nodded and stood up, picking up the pills and walking to his room. In fact, Lin Yi was quite worried. He'd lost his strength these past few days, and he couldn't handle all the sudden happenings. If he had strength, he wouldn't be able to fight against the Dark Palace, but at least he wouldn't be in such a bad situation. Lin Yi went into isolation, and the others stayed in the living room to watch over Lin Yi. After all, if something were to happen while he was taking the pills, they'd regret it. After closing the door, Lin Yi sat cross-legged on the bed and placed the 3 pills in front of him. Since he'd had the experience of taking the pills last time, Lin Yi wasn't nervous this time. After all, the last time he had taken the chi gathering pill, it had been a hair-raising experience. He had to choose the right time, not too early or too late. At that time, he had also been poisoned by a strange poison, which had caused his cultivation level to drop continuously. He had to take the chi gathering pill right when he was about to level up. Only then would it take effect and become a miraculous pill that could help him break through the bottleneck of his cultivation. This time, Lin Yi only needed to take the 3 pills in peace, and everything would be fine. Taking a deep breath, Lin Yi solemnly picked up the 3 pills in front of him, put them in his mouth, and swallowed them down. Hiss! Lin Yi couldn't help but scream, because the moment the pills entered Lin Yi's stomach, a warm current flowed from Lin Yi's dantian to his whole body, and then Lin Yi's meridians felt like they were on fire, extremely hot. Because he had the experience of taking the pills last time, Lin Yi chose to let nature take its course this time, and didn't try to resist it. To be honest, even if Lin Yi wanted to use the mantra to resist the heat, it wouldn't work, because Lin Yi was poisoned, and couldn't use the mantra at all. As time went on, the heat grew stronger and stronger. Lin Yi felt like his whole body was on fire. But even so, Lin Yi gritted his teeth and persevered. This feeling was very familiar to Lin Yi. It was exactly the same as the first time he took the chi-gathering pill. Slowly, Lin Yi could feel his clothes starting to burn from the heat of his body, but no matter what, this was a good thing. Lin Yi was uncomfortable, but he felt very comforted, because this feeling was exactly the same as last time, a sign of a breakthrough. Late phase of Earth class, late phase peak. Lin Yi felt that his strength was rising bit by bit, and it was slow, but the whole process was stable, not too fast nor too slow. It seemed like the effects of the chi-gathering pill were very strong, and Lin Yi felt that it would be great if he could train as fast as this. Didn't this mean that the chi-gathering pill was the same as the chi-gathering pill plus Wang Xinyan? Lin Yi could clearly feel that the chi-gathering pill was absorbing the energy much faster than the chi-gathering pill, as if Lin Yi was holding Wang Xinyan and taking the chi-gathering pill. It seemed like this chi-gathering pill had something to do with Wang Xinyan. But Lin Yi was in urgent need of the chi-gathering pill to recover his strength, and he couldn't break it down and study it slowly. Lin Yi didn't have the ability to separate the recipe for the pill. After all, that was a completely different concept from a recipe. At least, Lin Yi didn't have the ability to do that right now. Full late phase of Earth class, he was about to break through to early phase of Sky class. Lin Yi's forehead was already covered in sweat, and Lin Yi's clothes were like cloth that had been exposed to the sun for a long time. They'd been torn apart and dropped onto the bed, but Lin Yi wasn't in the mood to care about that at all. The energy in his body was growing at a rapid rate. The chi of heaven and earth gathered around Lin Yi's body, becoming more and more. It circled above Lin Yi's head, forming an extremely weak whirlpool. The chi of heaven and earth was pitifully scarce in the natural world, especially in the city. But then again, this chi was only gathered during breakthroughs, and Lin Yi's breakthrough this time was the same as the last time, relying on the pill and not the chi of heaven and earth. The amount of chi of heaven and earth didn't matter to Lin Yi. The energy of heaven and earth, in other words, resonated with the pure energy in Lin Yi's body. It circulated around Lin Yi's body faster and faster, and Lin Yi felt that his body temperature was getting higher and higher. Chapter 2970. Ordinary people wouldn't be able to sense the heaven and earth chi, but the followers who were guarding Lin Yi outside the house could clearly sense it. Their faces were filled with joy. It seems like the boss has broken through. Chikuan's heart finally calmed down. Lin Yi had broken through, and his mission was complete. It should be. Old man Han nodded. The scale of this true chi should be a sign of breaking through the barrier of a major rank, not a minor rank barrier. Minor barriers had this kind of chi, but it wasn't as strong. It was only when breaking through a major barrier that it would be this strong. Lin Yi's lackeys weren't the only ones who felt it. Even Yu Yi, who had been observing the situation nearby, felt it as well. On Yu Yi's face, there was a surprised look. Even when Chikuan came to Lin Yi's place, Yu Yi wasn't this surprised. Although Lin Yi and Chikuan had a grudge, why was Chikuan in Lin Yi's villa not coming out yet? Yu Yi was confused, but he wasn't too surprised. After all, what happened to House Xiao had nothing to do with him. House Yu and House Xiao had already fallen out, and House Yu didn't want to care about House Xiao's business at all. Whether Chikuan had betrayed them or regretted it, it didn't matter. His goal was to make sure that Yu Shu wasn't harmed. However, the fluctuation of true chi made him a little moved. This was obviously a sign that someone had broken through the barrier of a major level. Who had broken through in this villa? Who was at the edge of a major barrier? After thinking about it, Yui could only think of Han Tianba. Old Han was an Earth-class late-phase peak, and only he could have broken through. But how did he do it? Could it be a natural breakthrough? One had to know that the qi in the natural world was very sparse, and House Han didn't have any resources. How did they break through? Rain couldn't figure it out, but this wasn't a bad thing for him. This way, there would be two heaven-rank powerhouses in Lin Yi's villa, Old Man Han and Old Man Pai. If the enemy came again, with two sky-class masters holding the line, even the ancient sects would have to think twice. If it really didn't work, there was still him, a sky-class master from the hidden House Yu. But even so, Yu Wan still reported the news to House Yu's old ancestor, Yu Xing. What? Are you saying that someone in Lin Yi's villa has broken through? The hidden House Han's Han Tianba? Elder Yu's tone was filled with shock after hearing this. That's right, old master. If I'm not wrong, it should be Han Tianba. In this villa, he's the most reliable one who meets the requirements for a breakthrough, Yu Yi said with a nod. What happened in Lin Yi's villa today? Yu Xing didn't believe Yu Yi's judgment. He asked in return. Elder Yu was a very smart man, otherwise the hidden House Yu wouldn't have gotten to where it was today. Today. Right, Zhao Qikuan came today, and he was allowed to enter the villa. Yu Yi replied. Zhao Qikuan. Didn't he betray Lin Yi? Isn't the hidden house Zhao Lin Yi's enemy? What's he doing here? Yu Xing frowned. It was understandable that Zhao Qikuan was kicked out, but it was strange that he was allowed to enter the villa. I don't know, because I was quite far away, and I couldn't see what happened from my angle. I just know that Zhao Qikuan came, Yu Yi said. Zhao Qikuan. Yu Xing nodded, I'm afraid that Zhao Qikuan's betrayal of Lin Yi isn't as simple as it seems. Han Tianba shouldn't be able to break through. Lin Yi is a mysterious person, but his house isn't some training ground. How could he break through? Then. Old head, you mean? Yu Yi paused. If it wasn't Han Tianba, then who was it? Why don't you think about it? Could it be that Lin Yi broke through? Yu Xing changed the topic and made a bold guess. Lin Yi? Yu Yi almost threw the phone away. How is that possible? Not only was Lin Yi poisoned, but he's disabled. Oh, Lin Yi disabled. Are you sure he's crippled? Yu Yuxing asked back, you heard it yourself, Lin Yi told you that he's crippled. No, but didn't they all say that? Yu Yi was confused. Before, Lin Yi said that too, but Shao family was done for. We thought that Chen Tian was disabled, but it was Yu Feng and House Yu who were disabled. Do you think Lin Yi and the people around him can think normally? Yu Xing said, don't forget, Lin Yi is someone who can kill Sky Class in one hit. So. Lin Yi has been faking it all this time. He's been in seclusion these few days because he's reached the level barrier and is preparing to break through. Yu Yi's voice trembled, but. Wasn't he Earth class late phase? Can't he suppress his strength? Besides, why can't someone who can fight someone stronger than him be able to level up? Yu Xing said. That's true, old head, you're the wiser one. You saw the truth of the matter right away. This Lin Yi is such a scammer. Yu Yi said, cold sweat forming on his forehead, thank God I didn't disrespect Lin Yi too much, or I'd be in danger. Not bad, be polite the next time you see Lin Yi, Yu Xing ordered. Alright, I'll call him young Master Lin then, Yu Yi nodded. No, you have to call him senior, Elder Yu said. It's not that I'm trying to please him, but he really does have the right to be your senior. But because of his relationship with Yu Bing and Yu Ning, I can call him young master. Old head. You mean, you want to be with Lin Yi? Yui paused, suddenly remembering something. You're thinking too much, I just don't want to piss him off, but it's hard for us House Yu to be on good terms with him. Alright, I'm hanging up, Chen's here, we'll talk later. Elder Yu said. Yes, old head. Yui hung up and fell into deep thought, however, Yu Xing hung up and fell into deep thought as well. If it weren't for the fact that he had his reasons, Yu Xing really wanted to get closer to Lin Yi, but the current situation was that House Yu and Lin Yi would have to go against each other sooner or later. It was just a matter of time. Chapter 2971. Even if she accepted the inheritance, she wouldn't be able to be with Lin Yi. Even if she became Sky's Dao, Lin Yi might not even want Yuning anymore, and Elder Yu had given Yuning the position of the future head of House Yu. All of this was the source of the conflict with Lin Yi, but Elder Yu couldn't resolve it. He knew that things were going to develop this way, but he couldn't do anything about it. He couldn't go against the Five Elements sect. Even if he gave Yushu to Lin Yi, it would ease the relationship between Lin Yi and House Yu, but Yushu couldn't do it either. Not even one of them. This was what troubled Elder Yu the most. Father, what are you thinking about? Xiaochen came to his father's room to find him in deep thought, not saying a word. Xiaochen couldn't help but ask. Xiaochen, what do you think of Lin Yi? Elder Yu raised his head. Lin Yi? Xiaochen paused, not knowing why his father would suddenly ask this question, but he answered honestly, to be honest, I don't have any feelings for Lin Yi. If he can't be Ning's boyfriend, then he's destined to be our enemy. If he can't be her boyfriend, then he has to be our enemy. Yu Yuxing continued. This. Father, forgive me for being slow-witted, but I don't know what you mean by that. Is House Yu changing our strategy? But isn't Lin Yi crippled? Xiaochen asked curiously. You think he's crippled too? Yu Yuxing smiled faintly, looking at Xiaochen oddly. Xiaochen's heart skipped a beat as he looked at his father's expression. Could it be fake? Lin Yi isn't crippled, but he's plotting something. I don't know if it's some kind of conspiracy, but today, someone in Lin Yi's villa broke through, and it's a big one, too. Elder Yu said. Father, you mean that Lin Yi broke through to Sky Class? Xiaochen asked, shocked. It's possible. Elder Yu nodded. At least, I think it's possible. If that's the case, then the following days will be another bloody storm. Luckily, we, the Hidden House Yu, didn't participate when the Hidden House Xiao wanted to deal with Lin Yi. Xiaochen said with some trepidation. He was only an Earth Class late phase peak. If Lin Yi were to reach Sky Class, what could House Yu use to fight against Lin Yi? They couldn't possibly complain to the Five Elements sect that they couldn't even defeat a rogue cultivator, right? Plus, although the Five Elements sect didn't express anything clearly, but when Little One and Little Ten went against Lin Yi, the Hidden House Yu knew about it. Yet, they didn't do anything about it. It was obvious that there was some sort of secret agreement behind all of this, and this caused Yu Xiaochen to worry. Even if Lin Yi didn't break through, we wouldn't participate. Lin Yi isn't someone we can deal with anymore. There's no need to fight an egg against a rock. Plus, House Yu's future belongs to Yu Bing and Yu Ning. They won't be happy if Lin Yi dies. Elder Yu said with a wave of his hand. Right, tell me why you're here. Is there something you can't decide on your own that you need to ask me? Father, it's about Jean. Xiaochen was naturally talking about Yu Xiaojin, Zhao Guangyin's wife and Yu Xing's daughter. If it were anything else, Xiaochen would definitely be able to make the decision, but Xiaojin's situation was something he had to ask Elder Yu. But now, it didn't seem to be a problem anymore. But, if Lin Yi isn't crippled at all and becomes Sky Class, then this wouldn't be a problem anymore. Whether or not House Xiao can still exist is another matter. What's wrong with Jean? Yu Xing asked. Xiao Jing was his daughter, after all, and he couldn't just ignore her. Elder Yu wasn't the type of person who valued sons over daughters, and he treated all his children equally. This was also the reason why Yu Ning could become the head of the house in the future. Jin's been really depressed lately. Because of what happened with Xiao Qibing, Hidden House Xiao has fallen out with us, and Jin's been thrown into the cold palace. Right now, she's taking care of Miraculous and my nephew. Living in House Xiao is having a hard time. Xiao Chen sighed. I don't know what's gotten into old Xiao, but he wants Xiao Qibing to be the head of the house. Miraculous' position has been taken away, and Jean doesn't have the position she used to have. She's suffering, so he's calling me to tell me about it. If he wasn't crazy, he wouldn't have messed with Lin Yi. If I were him, I'd let that Xiao Qikuan be the head of the house as soon as possible, at least I'd be able to get Lin Yi's support. I think that old Xiao's brain has gone crazy from eating qi gathering pills. Stolen things aren't that good. Elder Yu curled his lips. You're right, House Xiao doesn't even exist anymore. Let her find a chance to come back. If she can't come back in time, Lin Yi's already gone. Tell her to tell Lin Yi that she's Yu Bing and Xiao Ning's aunt, and Miraculous is Yu Bing and Xiao Ning's brother. Lin Yi will give her some leeway. Elder Yu understood Lin Yi very well. He knew that Lin Yi was very lenient towards his followers and the people around his women. Elder Yu was confused as to why Lin Yi didn't punish them after such a huge mistake, but this showed how lenient Lin Yi was towards his followers. And Zhao Qikuan, who was able to enter the villa today, was the same. Lin Yi didn't drag Qikuan into this because of his anger towards House Xiao. Yes, father, I understand, Yu Xiaochen nodded and left. Ice Palace. Crystal Candy listened to Aunt Qing. Qizhou had given all the elixirs he got to Qikuan, and it went without saying that he was giving it to Lin Yi. But Bingtang didn't stop him. Her feelings towards Lin Yi were very complicated. She kept reminding herself that Lin Yi was an evil man, not only seducing her own sister, but also making her own sister fall in love with him. These two were inheritors, and she wasn't. If they accepted the inheritance, they'd definitely be stronger than her, and they'd be willing to follow Lin Yi. She was just a little wife. What advantage did she have? Her arrogance from before would probably become a joke, wouldn't it? And so, in her mind, Lin Yi should just die. Once he was dead, everything would be over. That way, she wouldn't have to think of him naked every time she thought of him. That evil thing would mess with her. Chapter 2972. If Lin Yi died, her mother Wang Yujie would be sad, her sister Tang Yun would be sad, and so would Xiao Xiao. As for herself, she wasn't worried about her, she was only worried about the people around her. Aunt Qing, go personally. If the people from the Dark Palace cause trouble for Lin Yi again, cover for him. Bingtang hesitated. If the people from the Dark Palace ask, tell them that Vice Palace Leader Feng ordered you to come. Lin Yi is her lover, so it's not against the ancient rules. Ah. Aunt Qing was startled. She didn't think that Bingtang, who had always been indifferent and had few desires, would take the initiative to get involved in this. I don't want Xiao Zhao's training to be affected because of Lin Yi, and I can't just ignore Mom and Tang Yun's feelings, right? Bingtang looked at the shocked Aunt Qing and explained with an unnatural expression, it has nothing to do with me. I don't want to be some little wife. It's better if he dies. Ah. Aunt Qing understood the first half of Bingtang's words, but the latter half made her even more confused. This wasn't like Bingtang's personality. And she even explained what little wife, what did that mean? In fact, even Bingtang herself didn't understand her own thoughts. She had been in the Ice Palace since she was young, and all she did was train. She didn't know when she started paying attention to someone. Bingtang was biased towards this person, but she had to admit that this person entered her life and became the only novelty in her boring life in the Ice Palace. No matter if this person was strong or unlucky, Bingtang would always listen to Aunt Qing's nagging. If he was strong, Bingtang would be a little nervous, worried that she would become his little wife. If he was unlucky, Bingtang would gloat, thinking that with this level, how could she marry him? She was thinking too much. But bad luck was one thing, but Lin Yi was going to die, and Bingtang didn't want him to die for real. She wouldn't be able to hear this news in the future, and that was why she sent Aunt Qing to take a look. Rock Candy didn't even realize that she was conflicted and complicated, so she blamed it all on Xiao Xiao, Tang Yun, and Wang Yujie. But this kind of tsundere personality was very similar to the Mississippi. If the Tang Yun from before wasn't the real Tang Yun, then the current Bingtang would be the real Tang Yun. She and Xiao Xiao together would be the exact replica of the Miss and Shu. Aunt Qing, actually, I'm still waiting for him to refine pills for me. I've been at the peak of the late stage of heaven stage for too long. I also want to advance to the heavenly Tao, so I'm waiting for Lin Yi's Ice Heart Jade Bone Pill. Rock Candy explained again. Oh. Yes, Palace Master. Aunt Qing was confused. Until now, she did not understand the real reason why Bingtang asked her to take action. However, she did not want to ask more. She nodded directly and prepared to go down the mountain. One had to admit that Yu Bing and Qizhou, as the stewards of the outer sect, had some connections. They couldn't go through the upper levels, but they could go through the lower levels easily. There were no men in the inner sect of the Ice Palace, only women. However, there were some low-level disciples who served as servants. These people would eventually get married when they got older, and they couldn't leave the Ice Palace after they got married. Therefore, their only choice was the male disciples in the outer sect. With this layer of relationship, Yu Bing and Qizhou, as the stewards of the outer sect, were naturally very familiar with the stewards of the inner sect. After all, Ice Palace was an ancient sect, and they had their own rules. Even if an inner sect servant and an outer sect disciple got married, they wouldn't be able to see each other every day. Every week, they could only meet on Sundays. So, if an outer sect disciple's wife happened to be on her period, it'd be a tragedy. Because of this, there would be some servants or outer sect disciples who wanted to meet at other times. Although the Ice Palace's rules didn't mention this, it had been an unwritten rule for thousands of years. As long as the inner and outer sect stewards nodded, they could meet at other times. So, the inner sect and outer sect were one family, and Yu Bing easily found the maid who served Xiao Xiao through the inner sect's manager. He asked her to send a letter to Xiao Xiao. Xiao Xiao's servants were all chosen through strict selections. Although they were managed by the inner sect, they were still independent existences. If it were something big, she would not help out with the risk, but this was a small matter that didn't affect anything. Naturally, she was more than happy to help. Especially since she heard that Yu Bing and Qizhou were close with Xiao Xiao. They seemed to have known each other in the common world, so the servant didn't hesitate to help. Xiao Xiao received Yu Bing's letter and was a bit surprised. She didn't understand why Yu Bing would write to her all of a sudden. Couldn't he just send a letter? But Xiao Xiao's heart skipped a beat when she opened the letter. Lin Yi's meridians and dantian were destroyed, and he was poisoned. Xiao Xiao wasn't the girl who only knew how to cause trouble anymore. She was the vice leader of the Ice Palace, and she was on the path of practicing. Naturally, she knew how serious these two things were. One could even say that this was cutting off Lin Yi's path of practicing. Lin Yi had his own strengths, but his meridians and dantian were all destroyed. He couldn't use the arts, and he couldn't digest the pills either. What should she do? Xiao Xiao was panicking. Naturally, she didn't think that Yu Bing would lie to her. He wouldn't joke about something like this. And so, Xiao Xiao quickly ran out of her practicing area and went to Bingtang's. Other people wouldn't be able to see Bingtang right away, but Xiao Xiao was unimpeded, and Qing wasn't here, and no one in the Ice Palace dared to ask her. She went straight to Bingtang's room. Xiao Xiao. Why are you here? Weren't you in solitary training to break through to Sky Class? Bingtang looked at her, shocked. Xiao Xiao's talent for practicing was very good because of her physique. After using some medicines and qi-gathering pills, her strength rose all the way to Earth Class late phase peak. Chapter 2973. Senior Sister Crystal Candy, did you know that Lin Yi's honey is in trouble? Xiao Xiao wasn't stupid. To tell the truth, she was worried, but when she received the letter, she understood one thing: Crystal Candy definitely knew about Lin Yi's crippling, but she purposely hid it from her. This made it so that Yu Bing couldn't send her any messages, and could only do so through the maidservant. In the entire Ice Palace, the only one who had power above her was Crystal Candy. Crystal Candy's heart tightened. Xiao Xiao knew. Who was the one who tipped them off? However, Rock Candy was somewhat glad that she had made the choice before. Otherwise, there would definitely be a gap between her and Xiao Xiao. Oh, you're talking about Lin Yi's situation. I sent Aunt Qing to prevent people from taking advantage of the situation, Crystal Candy said nonchalantly. Rock Candy acted as if nothing had happened and said indifferently, I was afraid that it would affect your cultivation, so I didn't let anyone tell you. Ah. Aunt Qing's already gone. Xiao Xiao was much more relieved after hearing that. That's great. Senior Sister Crystal Candy, so you're paying attention to Lin Yi's honey as well. Did you fall in love with him after seeing him naked? Crystal Candy was speechless. I'm just worried that no one will make pills for me if he dies. If he can concoct pills, then wouldn't you be able to be his little wife? Then you'd have to call me Xiao Xiao sis. You're the senior sister outside, but at home, I'm the big sister. Xiao Xiao said. There's no point in saying that. How's your training? Have you reached the barrier to Sky Class? Crystal Candy blushed a little, but it disappeared quickly as she changed the topic. Not yet. Xiao Xiao shook her head. It's not that easy to break through to Sky Class. My training speed is already fast enough. You have a cold body, and you're at the origin of the ice element. With the help of elixirs, it'd be a problem if your training speed isn't fast. Crystal Candy said, go back and continue your training. I'll keep an eye on Lin Yi's situation for you. Okay, then I'll leave Lin Yi's honey to you, Crystal Candy sis. Xiao Xiao nodded. She knew that Lin Yi's meridians and dantian were destroyed, and it wasn't something she could help him with. Even Rock Candy couldn't do it. Xiao Xiao knew how much power and depth the Ice Palace had. The dantian and meridians weren't normal injuries, and as long as no one tried to take advantage of the situation, she'd be satisfied. He'd have to figure out a way himself. Hearing Xiao Xiao's flirtatious words, Crystal Candy frowned. What did she mean by handing Lin Yi's husband to her? Annoyed, she couldn't help but crack a joke. You gave him to me. You don't want him anymore. Lin Yi honey can't leave me behind. At most, you can add Rock Candy sis. Candy, Lin Yi, Candy sis, you, Crystal sis, you, Crystal Candy, I. Candy, you, I the E you all me. I don't want to play the E, you guys do it yourselves. Crystal Candy said helplessly. It seemed like joking with Xiao Xiao was a mistake. All she had to do was let Xiao Xiao get a topic of conversation, and this kind of mess would happen. So you want to play by yourself, Crystal Candy? That's fine, but it's better to have fun together than to have fun alone. Xiao Xiao said regretfully, it's more fun when we play together. I should really freeze you back in the ice coffin. Crystal Candy turned around with a dark face, ignoring Xiao Xiao. You're shy, Crystal Candy. You can't tell the truth next time, it's easy to offend people. Xiao Xiao shook her head and walked out of Crystal Candy's room. Crystal Candy, on the other hand, almost fell on the floor after hearing Xiao Xiao's last sentence. Shy. She was pissed off. Lin Yi felt that the qi in his body was increasing, and although he didn't need to guide it, the pain from his meridians and dantian was still very painful for Lin Yi, but it was still within Lin Yi's bearable range. After all, the first time Lin Yi took the qi gathering pill, he had to compress his qi and explode it in his body. The pain back then was much more painful than this, but it was nothing compared to the pain now. Finally, Lin Yi felt the qi in his body turn into a peak, and it felt like it was about to overflow. Lin Yi knew that he was about to break through. As expected, not long after, Lin Yi felt a huge explosion in his body, and the qi around him started to spin rapidly, forming a giant whirlpool that surged into Lin Yi's body. He broke through. Lin Yi could clearly feel the changes in his senses after stepping into Sky Class. Lin Yi's hearing, vision, perception, and even his body's quality were all improved. Lin Yi subconsciously started the chant of the Art of Dragon Mastery, and the second stage of the Art of Dragon Mastery flowed smoothly in Lin Yi's body. There were no longer any signs of being poisoned, and Lin Yi finally let out a breath of relief. The antidote was finally cured. He was an Earth class back then, and he could kill a Sky class instantly. Lin Yi, who had stepped into the early stage of Sky class, could already feel the obvious difference between him and the Earth class. He didn't know if those Sky class experts that he killed were too weak or something, but at least Lin Yi felt that he definitely couldn't be killed by himself when he was in the Earth class. Perhaps, even among Sky class experts, there was still a difference in strength. And this difference in strength was more obvious the higher the level. When it came to Yellow class and Mystic class, even if there was a difference, it wouldn't be too big. It was like the difference between 1 centimeter and 9 millimeters, the difference wasn't too big, and it might not be seen from afar. But between 10 centimeters and 9 centimeters, the difference was huge, and the difference could be seen at a glance. It should be the same between Sky class experts. Of course, this was just Lin Yi's speculation. Phew, did I break through? This feeling is really great. Lin Yi just wanted to stand up from the bed and stretch, but the next moment, he found something wrong. Lin Yi felt that his acupuncture points were still absorbing the qi in the air, and it didn't stop. Chapter 2974. However, there was no aura around Lin Yi's body because the aura in the city was already scarce. When Lin Yi broke through just now, it all gathered and poured into Lin Yi's body. How could there be any aura now? However, what made Lin Yi feel strange was that he could absorb the aura when he broke through, but not when he cultivated. He reckoned that when he broke through, the heaven and earth spiritual qi would automatically gather and form a purer form of energy. But when he cultivated, he couldn't gather the heaven and earth spiritual qi. But now, Lin Yi couldn't care less because Lin Yi had a feeling of suffocation. Of course, it wasn't that he couldn't breathe, but his body needed to absorb the aura, and the aura around him couldn't supply it at all. Aunt Qing came to Donghai City, near Lin Yi's villa. However, she didn't enter the villa because it seemed a bit too abrupt. When she was hesitating, she suddenly felt that there were other cultivators nearby. The next moment, Aunt Qing appeared in front of Yue. Although Aunt Qing and Yue were both heaven stage masters, Yue's strength was lower than Aunt Qing, and he was a hidden heaven stage master. Naturally, He was weaker than the heaven stage masters of the ancient sections. You, who are you? Aunt Qing's appearance startled Yui. Yui stared at Aunt Qing vigilantly, but he didn't dare to make a move. Although Aunt Qing didn't reveal her strength, someone who could quietly approach him, an early-stage heaven rank expert, was probably an even more powerful expert. Yui was very clear on this point. Aunt Qing only felt that Yui was a cultivator from the aura that Yui revealed when he relaxed, but he didn't reveal which level of cultivator Yui was. Aunt Qing didn't have that kind of cheat, so she couldn't see Elder Li's strength. Were you a cultivator? What are you doing here? Could it be that you are plotting something? Aunt Qing came here to help Lin Yi guard against those people who wanted to take advantage of the situation. As soon as you hid nearby, Aunt Qing naturally regarded him as Lin Yi's enemy. I am the elder of the hidden house Yui. My presence here doesn't bother you, so who are you with? Yui wasn't arrogant, but he didn't lower his voice either. He asked calmly. Hidden house Yu. Aunt Qing paused. Wasn't that Yu Bing's house? In that case, he shouldn't be an enemy, so his attitude became more amiable. In that case, you can be considered as one of us. Yui was taken aback. He disapproved of Aunt Qing's attempt to get close to him. Don't try to get close to me. What do you mean we're on the same side? Why don't I recognize you? Aunt Qing smiled after hearing Yui's words. She said that he was one of them, so naturally, she was just being polite. She didn't think that Yui would reject her first, but she wasn't annoyed. She only said, your family's Yu Bing is an outer sect deacon of my sect. Do you think he's one of us? Yu Bing. Outer sect deacon. Didn't this person in front of him come from the Ice Palace? With that thought, Yui shivered. He quickly said respectfully, Senior, are you a master of the Ice Palace? I'm the same as you. I'm also an elder. Aunt Qing was a friendly person. She smiled. Hidden House Yu's old master, Yu Xing, and class monitor, old Yui, greet the senior elder of the Ice Palace. Yui quickly cupped his fists and said, but his tone was a little pretentious. Yui's position in the Hidden House Yu wasn't much lower than the current head of the house, Yu Shaoqin. He was also building up his reputation so that his position wouldn't be lower than Aunt Qing's. One had to know that a sky-class elder of the Hidden House Yu wasn't much weaker than a normal elder of an ancient sect. Aunt Qing frowned. Her position as an elder was similar to Yui. Yui's job was to serve Elder Yu, while Qing's job was to serve rock candy. Their positions were very similar, but Aunt Qing didn't purposely emphasize it. But since Yui had spoken like this, Aunt Qing was in the mood to teach him a lesson. She smiled faintly. It seems that our positions are about the same. I am Xiao Qing, just a servant of the sect master. I was able to become an elder because I raised the sect master from a young age, and I relied on my connections to become an elder. Aunt Qing's words sounded like she was belittling herself, but in Yui's ears, it was like a thunderclap. He blushed. He thought that in order to gain face for himself, he didn't want to be too weak in front of Aunt Qing, so he said what he said before. He didn't expect that it would bring him humiliation. Aunt Qing's position in the Ice Palace could be said to be second only to the Palace Master, similar to his position in House Yu. But Aunt Qing had always been kind and nice, while he was acting all cocky. It made him feel a little embarrassed. Senior, you're here for... Yui was afraid of embarrassing himself, so he quickly changed the topic. Our Vice Palace Master Feng Xiao is Mr. Lin Yi's girlfriend. She heard that Mr. Lin Yi was injured, so she asked me to come see if there were any clowns. Aunt Qing said honestly, Elder Yui, did you see them? Elder Qing, you can just call me First Rain. What kind of elder am I in front of you? First Rain blushed and said, I've seen a few clowns, Yui didn't hide anything from little Qing. He told her what he saw. The people of the Zhao family came to find trouble, and the people of the Dark Knight Palace came to find trouble, including the first time he came forward to resolve it, and the second time the young master of the Heavenly Elixir School came forward to resolve it. Sky Silkworm Morph is here too. Aunt Qing paused after hearing Yu Yi's words. He didn't think there was anything wrong with Yu Yi's actions. Aunt Qing saw that Yu Bing was training in the Ice Palace, so she thought that the hidden house Yu had a good relationship with Lin Yi. She didn't think that it was so complicated. She only suspected Sky Silkworm Morph's purpose. Yes, the young master said that it was to protect the fairness of the Sky Elixir's test. Yu Yi said. Fairness? When has the Sky Elixir ever been fair? They'd be lucky if they didn't bully others. Aunt Qing humphed coldly, evidently dissatisfied with the Sky Elixir. Yu Yi didn't dare say anything. Ancient matters weren't something a small hidden house elder like him could comment on. He could only pretend that he didn't hear anything. Forget it, let's not talk about this. Other than that, what else did you see? Aunt Qing waved her hand and continued to ask. She obviously didn't want to talk about the Sky Elixir. Chapter 2975. But he didn't say anything about Elder Yu's guesses about Lin Yi pretending to be injured. After all, there was no way to know if it was real or not. He only said what he saw. All right, thank you. Stay here then, I'll go take a look. Aunt Qing didn't chase Yui away. She thought that Yui was sent by Yu Bing to protect Lin Yi, so she turned around and walked towards the villa. Yui breathed a sigh of relief. Looking at Aunt Qing's back, he quickly dialed Elder Yu's number. He had to tell Elder Yu about this. The people from the Ice Palace were here too. It seemed that the situation in the Ice Palace wasn't like what Yu Bing had reported. Bing Tang had full control over the Ice Palace, and now, Xiao Xiao could make her voice heard in the Ice Palace. Or rather, Xiao Xiao and Bing Tang's relationship had reached a certain level. Otherwise, Bing Tang wouldn't have allowed someone like Elder Qing to come here. It seemed that House Yu not being too involved in this was the right decision. Otherwise, Yu Bing might get into trouble. Elder Yu heard Yu Yi's report and was a bit surprised, but he wasn't too worried. Yu Yi, do your job. If that Elder Qing talks to you again, find a chance to hint to her that you're here to help Lin Yi because of Yu Bing. Yes, Master. Yu Yi said quickly. Aunt Qing asked about the situation and decided to go to the villa to find Lin Yi. 1. To check on Lin Yi's injuries, and 2, with her here, it would be enough to scare off those who came looking for trouble. With the Ice Palace elder here, even if the Dark Palace came, they'd have to go back. Standing in front of Lin Yi's villa, Aunt Qing rang the doorbell. The sudden ringing startled everyone in the villa. After all, Lin Yi was at the critical moment of breaking through, and someone suddenly came to visit. Naturally, everyone was nervous. I'll go take a look. Old Pai pondered for a moment before saying. He was a heaven rank expert and was the strongest among them, so he volunteered to take the lead. Naturally, no one objected. Elder Pai came to the door and saw a woman in green standing there. She didn't look like a modern person, but more like someone from ancient times or from a wuxia TV show. May I ask who you're looking for? Elder Pai asked curiously. Hello, is this Mr. Lin Yi's villa? I'm Elder Qing of Ice Palace, and the Sect Master and Vice Palace Master Feng sent me here. They heard that Mr. Lin Yi was injured, so they asked me to come here to scare some of them. Aunt Qing, naturally, told the people around Lin Yi about her identity and purpose of coming here, as well as her identity as an elder of the Ice Palace to Old Pai. Ah! It's Elder Qing, please come in. Elder Pai quickly made a welcoming gesture after hearing Aunt Qing's identity. As for the tablet in her hand, he'd heard of it before. One look and he knew that it wasn't fake. I'm the head of the Hidden House Pie, and the people inside are Mr. Lin Yi's family and followers. Auntie Ching nodded and entered the villa with Old Man Pie. The people in the villa had heard their conversation outside. Hearing that it was an elder from the Ice Palace, everyone's face lit up with joy. But it didn't matter anymore, since Lin Yi was about to recover his strength. Once he recovered, Aunt Ching could go back. Hello, Aunt Ching, I'm Meng Yao. I've heard about you from Lin Yi before. Thank you for taking care of him in Ice Palace. Meng Yao had heard about Lin Yi's experiences in Ice Palace, and she knew that Aunt Ching had put in a good word for him. It's just something I can do. Aunt Ching smiled casually. Where's Lin Yi? I'll go check on him. It's like this, Lin Yi is recovering his strength in his room. You'll have to wait for a while, Aunt Ching, Meng Yao said quickly. Recover. Aunt Ching paused. Didn't his dantian and meridians get destroyed? How can he recover? When Aunt Ching came here, Lin Yi had just finished breaking through from Earth Class Late Phase Peak to Sky Class Early Phase, and the surrounding chi had already entered Lin Yi's body. She couldn't feel anything around him anymore, so she didn't know that Lin Yi was breaking through. Lin Yi's meridians and dantian have been recovered with a special method, and Lin Yi is now preparing to use the chi-gathering pill that Zhao Qikuan brought back from your sect to break through to Sky Class Early Phase. Meng Yao didn't hide anything. After all, it was the Ice Palace that gave it to her. What? Aunt Ching was shocked. You're saying that Lin Yi used the pill and is preparing to break through to Sky Class? Yeah, what's wrong? Seeing the change in Aunt Ching's face, Meng Yao's heart skipped a beat. It seemed like something was wrong. Hurry and stop him, don't let him use the pill to break through, or the consequences will be unimaginable. Aunt Ching said quickly. The reason why she asked Meng Yao to stop Lin Yi was that she couldn't just barge around in Lin Yi's villa. After all, Meng Yao was more familiar with the layout of the villa. Meng Yao didn't ask why and rushed to Lin Yi's room. She didn't even knock and just pushed the door open. Yushu followed behind Meng Yao and barged into Lin Yi's room. Lin Yi, don't use the chi-gathering pill to break through. Meng Yao stood at the door and shouted subconsciously. But after saying that, she looked up at Lin Yi and realized that Lin Yi was naked, sitting cross-legged on the bed. Meng Yao couldn't help but scream. She blushed and wanted to turn around to leave, but she suddenly remembered that she was here to stop Lin Yi from using the chi-gathering pill. She stopped immediately. But in her heart, Meng Yao was complaining. What was Lin Yi doing? Why didn't he wear clothes when he was training? What's wrong, Yao Yao sis? What happened to Shield Bro? Shu, who was following behind them, thought that Meng Yao had seen something horrifying. She asked quickly, thinking that Meng Yao had seen something terrifying. This. No. Nothing. Shu, go and see what happened to Lin Yi. Meng Yao blushed and stuttered. She didn't know what to say. At this moment, her heart was still beating wildly. She didn't dare to look at Lin Yi's direction, but she couldn't just turn around and leave, so she could only ask Yushu to see what happened. Chapter 2976. Oh. When Yushu entered the room and saw the scene in the room, she froze. But compared to Meng Yao, Yushu's face didn't even blush. She was just a little surprised. Holy shit, Shield Bro isn't wearing any clothes. But Shield Bro's muscles are still so toned, he's so handsome. Shoo! I'll let you see how Lin Yi looks. What's wrong with your face? Meng Yao was a little annoyed. Why was Yushu admiring Lin Yi's naked body at a time like this? Oh. Yushu walked over and looked at Lin Yi's body carefully, including his private parts. Luckily, Yushu wasn't joking this time. Instead, she was incomparably serious, as if she was really checking if there was anything wrong with Lin Yi. Although Meng Yao was a little embarrassed, she didn't stop her. She only stared at Yushu's direction from the corner of her eyes, but she didn't dare to look straight at her. After a long time, Yushu came to a conclusion. There seemed to be nothing wrong with Lin Yi, other than being naked. His body was perfectly fine. So she said, "Yao Yao sis, Shu can't see anything wrong with Shield bro, but I've actually never seen other boys naked before, so I'm not sure if there's anything wrong with Shield bro." "Go to hell." Meng Yao said angrily, "Don't act like you're the one who got the advantage." "Yao Yao sis can look too, you're the one who didn't want to look," Yushu said. Aunt Qing had heard Meng Yao scream and wanted to run over to see what was going on, but Yushu said that Lin Yi wasn't wearing any clothes. Aunt Qing, naturally, didn't want to go and see what was going on, but she was very anxious. Now that she heard that there was nothing wrong with Lin Yi's body, she couldn't help but wonder, there's nothing wrong with Lin Yi's skin. Will it turn green and purple? And there are signs of it drying up? No. Yushu shook her head and said with certainty. "Huh. That's strange. Could it be that he didn't eat the chi-gathering pill to break through?" Aunt Qing thought about it and could only think of this possibility, so she shouted not far from the door, "Lin Yi, I'm your Aunt Qing. I know you can hear me. Don't take the chi-gathering pill to break through. Otherwise, the consequences will be very serious." After that, Aunt Qing turned to Meng Yao and Yushu, "All right, you guys can leave now. Don't disturb him, I've already told him." "All right." Meng Yao listened to Aunt Qing's words. Although she was a little suspicious, it seemed like there was nothing wrong, so she finally relaxed. "Shu, let's go." "But I haven't seen enough yet," Yushu said a little reluctantly. "Pervert, you can stay here if you keep looking." "I'm leaving," Meng Yao said angrily. "Oh, then I'm leaving too." Although Yushu said that she was leaving, she looked back 3 times with every step. Meng Yao was so angry that she kicked Yushu, "Go." As for what happened outside, Lin Yi was actually very clear, but Lin Yi was busy solving the problem he encountered at the moment. How could he have time to care about them? Lin Yi also heard Aunt Qing's words, and he couldn't help but secretly smile bitterly. If she had come a step earlier, he wouldn't have been so unprepared. So for the conversation of the girls outside the door, Lin Yi could only smile bitterly. However, Lin Yi's skin was indeed green and purple before, but Meng Yao and Yushu didn't notice anything strange. In fact, it was because Lin Yi found a solution. The feeling of suffocation made Lin Yi very painful. Because of the lack of heaven and earth spiritual energy, Lin Yi quickly entered the space of the jade pendant. In the outside world, there was no heaven and earth spiritual energy, but in the space of the jade pendant, it was different. There was inexhaustible heaven and earth spiritual energy there. As expected, when Lin Yi entered the space of the jade pendant, a large amount of pure energy rushed into Lin Yi's body, and then quickly nourished Lin Yi's meridians and dantian. Soon, Lin Yi was pleasantly surprised to find that he had actually stabilized the strength of the early stage of Heaven stage just after breaking through to Heaven stage. This miraculous speed made Lin Yi incomparably surprised, because Lin Yi heard that masters who broke through to Heaven stage would have a period of unstable strength, especially when they used elixirs to break through. Old Zhao was an example. But Lin Yi found that this chi-gathering elixir didn't have this flaw, and it directly stabilized Lin Yi's strength. And when Lin Yi's strength stabilized, Lin Yi found that the state of the body's acupuncture points automatically absorbing heaven and earth spiritual energy stopped, and returned to normal. But when Lin Yi realized this, he didn't have the joy from before, and cold sweat broke out on his forehead. If he didn't have the space of the jade pendant, then he would have been in trouble before. This chi-gathering elixir seemed to be different from the chi-gathering elixir. After the chi-gathering elixir broke through, it would continue to absorb heaven and earth's spiritual energy to stabilize the level of strength, but the chi-gathering elixir didn't have this process. Think about it, if Lin Yi didn't have the space of the jade pendant to absorb pure energy, where would Lin Yi absorb so much heaven and earth spiritual energy to stabilize his strength? Even if Lin Yi didn't use the space of the jade pendant to cultivate, and didn't take the chi-gathering elixir, the thin heaven and earth spiritual energy around his body was simply not enough to stabilize his strength. Lin Yi was sure that if he didn't absorb enough heaven and earth spiritual energy, he would have died from the lack of heaven and earth spiritual energy. In other words, if someone else had used this method to break through, it would have been very dangerous. They would have lost all their strength, and they would have lost their lives. Of course, Chikuin wouldn't harm him, and Chijo probably didn't know about this. He was using the chi-gathering pill to break through from Earth class early phase to late phase peak, and he didn't need it to break through the level barrier. He probably didn't know about this. With that thought, Lin Yi secretly rejoiced. It seemed that the jade space had saved his life again. This golden finger, it was always helping him at the most critical moments. Sometimes, Lin Yi would blame himself, he had the jade pendant, and yet his leveling speed wasn't as fast as Zhang Naipeo's. But now that he thought about it, he was the one who won in the end. Leveling fast didn't mean that he was the final winner. After stabilizing his strength, Lin Yi took out a new set of clothes from the wardrobe and put it on. But at that moment, Lin Yi had a feeling that something was wrong. It seemed like the last time he used the chi-gathering elixir to break through, someone came to see him, but what did he do after that? He seemed to have made a phone call, but who was he calling? Chapter 2977. Lin Yi didn't know why his memory became so bad sometimes, but now wasn't the time to think about this. Lin Yi had to go out as soon as possible to reassure everyone. So, Lin Yi got up and pushed the door out of the room. Lin Yi, how are you? What Lin Yi didn't expect was that the first one to speak was Miss Meng Yao. Even Shu couldn't get it. Moreover, although there was a hint of blush on the Miss face, the deep concern in her eyes was irreplaceable, and it warmed Lin Yi's heart. I'm fine. Lin Yi shook his head and smiled at Meng Yao, then turned to Aunt Qing. Aunt Qing, you're here. Lin Yi, how are you? You didn't take the mid-chi gathering pill. Aunt Qing looked at Lin Yi with some doubts, but Lin Yi didn't use the mantra, and she couldn't see Lin Yi's current strength. When she came before, Lin Yi went into the space of the jade pendant to use the mantra, so she couldn't feel it from the outside world. Aunt Qing, don't forget, after I took the chi-gathering pill and broke through to the earth class, I can continue to cultivate and upgrade, so after taking the mid-chi gathering pill, I'm naturally fine. Lin Yi didn't say much about his special situation. After all, the matter of the space of the jade pendant was a secret. Fortunately, when Lin Yi said this, Aunt Qing thought of Lin Yi's abnormality and didn't ask much. Yes, you're amazing, you can't think with ordinary logic. Then now you're. Yes, I'm now in the early stage of heaven class. As Lin Yi said this, he slightly used the mantra and revealed the strength of the early stage of heaven class. A look of astonishment flashed across Aunt Qing's face. Although she was very puzzled as to why Lin Yi's meridians and dantian had been restored, and why nothing had happened to him after taking the chi-gathering pill, she didn't ask much. She just said, "Congratulations. It seems like I came here for nothing. I should go back and report to Palace Master Bing and Vice Palace Master Feng. It's not superfluous." Lin Yi thanks Aunt Qing for coming here to help. If Aunt Qing needs my help in the future, don't hesitate to ask. As long as I can do it, I won't hesitate. Lin Yi had a very good impression of Aunt Qing. The first time he went to the Ice Palace, he was indebted to her care, so Lin Yi always remembered it. Then Aunt Qing must remember this. If there really comes a day when I beg you, don't decline. Aunt Qing smiled and got up to leave. She wasn't the type to drag things out, and she was also an elder of an ancient sect. It wasn't good for her to stay in the common world for too long. If Lin Yi was injured, then there was still an excuse. Now that Lin Yi wasn't injured, she was naturally ready to leave. Aunt Qing, but I hope that you can keep the matter of my meridians and Dantian recovering, and using the qi gathering pill to break through a secret. Lin Yi said solemnly. Don't worry about this. Your Aunt Qing and the Ice Palace Master aren't talkative people. Your Xiao Xiao won't betray you. Aunt Qing said with a smile. Okay, Aunt Qing, then I won't send you off. You know that I've just recovered and broken through, so it's not good for me to go out. Lin Yi said. I understand. You don't have to send me off. I'll leave myself. With that, she turned and quickly left the villa. After she left, the living room of the villa became lively again. The happiest person was Xiao Qikuan. Boss, you've finally recovered. I feel a lot better now. Otherwise, I'd feel guilty for the rest of my life. Right, Lin Yi, what was the problem that Elder Qing was talking about? Elder Pai asked curiously. It's nothing, actually. It's just the level barrier. I can't explain it in a few words, but don't use the qi gathering pill as a pill to break through the level barrier. Lin Yi said. We have you, boss, to level up. Why would we need pills? Chen Tian and the others smiled. Right, speaking of leveling up, Qikuan, come with me. I'll bring you up to Earth class late phase peak first. Lin Yi said. Although the hidden house Xiao had screwed him over, it didn't have much to do with Qikuan. He was able to reach Sky class because of Qikuan, and Lin Yi hadn't had the time to help Qikuan. Naturally, there was a chance now. Plus, Lin Yi wasn't wearing any clothes, and it was a bit awkward for Meng Yao and Yushu to barge into the room. What? Earth class late phase peak. Qikuan froze. Boss, did I hear wrong? No, now that I'm a Sky class, I can bring you up to Earth class late phase peak. As for the small qi gathering pills, they're useless now. If I had them, I could mass produce Sky class masters. Lin Yi said. God, boss, doesn't that mean we can break through to Earth class late phase peak as well? Chen Tian said, pleasantly surprised and envious. He envied Qikuan for being the first to level up, but he was also surprised that Lin Yi wouldn't be left behind. That's right. Lin Yi nodded and took a deep breath, solemnly. Tonight will be the night everyone's strength will skyrocket. Tomorrow, we'll go to the hidden house Xiao for revenge. But as he said that, Lin Yi looked at Qikuan. Lin Yi wanted to see what Qikuan's reaction would be. As expected, Qikuan's face showed a complicated expression, but it quickly turned into decisiveness. Boss, I'll go with you. Lin Yi nodded. It seemed that Qikuan was completely disappointed in the hidden house now. Let's go, you come with me to the room first, the others guard outside. Yes. Everyone answered. Qikuan, on the other hand, followed Lin Yi into the room. The next morning, when the sun rose, everyone in Lin Yi's villa, other than Elder Pai, had all become Earth class late phase peak. Even Elder Pai himself was an Earth class late phase peak spiritual practitioner, but his physical strength was already Sky class, and Lin Yi couldn't level it up. Looking at the room full of quasi-Sky class lackeys, Lin Yi felt a surge of emotions he had never felt before. This power was extremely strong in the ancient world, but it wasn't enough to make it into the ancient world. After all, Lin Yi didn't have any top masters here, and there were too few of them. They couldn't compare to the ancient sections. Chapter 2978. Early in the morning, everyone had a good meal. Then, Old Han called a minibus. Except for Wu Gonggao and Pai Zhihai, the rest of Lin Yi's underlings, including Old Han and Old Pai, all got on the minibus and headed towards the hidden Zhao family. In the hidden Zhao family, Old Zhao welcomed several very important guests today. These people were Old Yu of the hidden Yu family, Jin Zhong of the Golden Bell sect, and Wu of the Qianshan sect. They came to the hidden Zhao family today to discuss the second step of the plan to eliminate Lin Yi. The first step of the crusade against Lin Yi, the hidden Zhao family, had been completed. Originally, everyone only needed to wait for Lin Yi's enemies to find trouble with Lin Yi and kill Lin Yi. However, after waiting for so long, Lin Yi's enemies came, but because of the intervention of the Heavenly Elixir sect, Lin Yi's enemies left. This made Old Zhao very upset. He thought that Lin Yi would die when he returned, but after waiting for a few days, there was no movement from Lin Yi's villa. Finally, Old Zhao became impatient. The hidden Yu family, Golden Bell sect, and Qianshan sect, who were also Lin Yi's enemies, were also impatient. So, they arranged to meet at the hidden Zhao family today to discuss the second step of the crusade against Lin Yi. Old Master Yu, Lin Yi ate the poison, and he's crippled, but no one is looking for trouble with him. This isn't a problem. Old Master Zhao waited for everyone to sit down and said straightforwardly. These people were all Lin Yi's enemies, and they all came with the same purpose. So, there was no need for polite greetings, and they just went straight to the point. It's all your hidden Zhao family's fault. If you killed Lin Yi directly after he was poisoned, how could there be so many problems? Now, Lin Yi's underlings have gathered here. It won't be easy to make a move. Old Master Yu snorted and complained. You can't blame us, the hidden Zhao family. If you're so capable, why didn't you wait in front of our Zhao family and kill Lin Yi directly? Old man Zhao pursed his lips. Isn't everyone worried that Lin Yi's lackeys from the primordial era will come looking for trouble? From the looks of it, none of Lin Yi's lackeys from the ancient sects are here. They're clearly unreliable. Gate Master Jin said, but the two of you don't have to complain to each other. Previously, both of you were afraid of bearing the revenge of the ancient little brother alone. But now, since everything is fine, let's discuss how to kill Lin Yi. That's right. There won't be any results no matter how much we argue. Sect Master Wen nodded in agreement. I see that there is a way. The few of us can go to Lin Yi's house and kill Lin Yi. It's not impossible. Old man Zhao said, Old Yu and I are both heaven stage masters. As long as one of us restrains Old Man Pai and the other kills Lin Yi's lackeys, Gate Master Wu will deal with the spirit beasts, and Gate Master Jin can kill Lin Yi directly. This plan is not a problem. But are you sure one of you can restrain Old Man Pai and the other can kill Lin Yi's lackeys? Gate Master Jin's job was relatively easy. He just had to kill Lin Yi, the cripple. But if anything went wrong, he would be in trouble too. There can't be any problems. Old Man Zhao said, I will restrain Old Man Pai. There are still a few heaven stage masters in the Yu family. Let's kill Lin Yi's lackeys together. It will be a one-sided massacre. That's a good idea. I still have to bring masters. Old Man Yu pouted. Those are the people from the Yu family. They won't come without any benefits. I will have to bleed a lot. Don't say that. Because of this plan, our hidden Zhao family has given out 200 million. Do you guys bleed as much as I do? Old Man Zhao retorted. Alright, I agree with this plan. Old Man Yu thought about it and agreed. Zhao family paid a lot too, so he nodded and agreed. I have no problem too. Gate Master Wu was quite experienced in dealing with spirit beasts. He was thinking if he should knock out the purple lightning beast and then transport it back. After all, the purple lightning beast was their Qianshan sect spirit beast. If he could bring back a few other spirit beasts, it would be a huge gain. If that's the case, then old man, you will contact the masters in the family. Let's get ready to go. Old man Zhao saw that everyone agreed and didn't have any objections. Just as he was about to leave, there was a hurried knock on the door of the conference room. Old man Zhao frowned. He thought to himself, why are my disciples so unruly? Don't they know that I'm gathering the leaders of various hidden families and ordinary sects for a meeting? However, it wasn't good to be angry in front of outsiders. He could only ask patiently, who is it? What's the matter? Master, bad news, bad news. A hidden Zhao family's disciple shouted as he rushed into the conference room. What's bad? How can you make such a racket like this? I'm here. There's also Master Yu of the Hidden Yu family, Gate Master Wu of the Qianshan sect, and Gate Master Jin of the Golden Bell sect. They are all first-class masters. Even if the sky falls, there will be people here. Why are you shouting? Old man Zhao was completely angry. Isn't this a joke in front of outsiders? Yes, yes. The hidden Zhao family's disciple was in fear. He didn't dare to refute and could only say, Master, there's really a problem. What's the problem? Tell me. Old man Zhao waved his hand and asked. There's no need for him to say it, I'll say it. An abrupt and familiar voice abruptly resounded, causing all the patriarchs and sect leaders present to instantly shiver, and they froze on the spot as if they had been struck by lightning. Lin Yi. Old man Zhao was very familiar with this voice. It seems like old man Zhao is very familiar with my voice. I haven't even arrived and you already recognized me. Lin Yi's voice came from afar and finally appeared at the door of the conference room. However, Lin Yi came in a wheelchair, and the person pushing the wheelchair was Zhao Qikuan. Chapter 2979. Old Zhao, you really think that I've betrayed you? That's where you're wrong, very wrong. Qikuan said coldly, I'm just tricking you to protect boss and myself. Today, I'm here for justice. Good, very good. Old man Zhao nodded his head, I felt that there was something wrong with you. That's why I didn't give you the identity of the successor to the young patriarch, but sent you to the Ice Palace. Now that I look at it, it's as I expected, you are a traitor. Say what you like, my intention to stay by boss' side has never changed. Qikuan said. Indeed, say what you like, do you think that you and that crippled Lin Yi can get justice? All of you will have to stay here today. Old man Zhao laughed and said. Old Yu, Jin, and Wu found it strange as well, this Lin Yi was crippled, and he was here with Qikuan to get justice. Wasn't this just asking for death? No matter how he looked at them, they didn't look like people with mental problems. And so, with the mindset that something was wrong, old Yu, Jin, and Wu didn't stand out to say anything, choosing to observe the situation first. Old Zhao, do you really think that we're the only ones here today? Lin Yi spoke up at this time, he snapped his fingers, and immediately, Old Pai, Old Han, Pai Zhishan, Wu Qintian, Han Xiaopa, Zhuang Niaoqiang, and Zhuang Niapeo all rushed into the meeting room. I knew it, you two couldn't be so idiotic, you even brought helpers. Good plan. Old Zhao laughed coldly, if this was any other time, House Zhao really wouldn't be able to do anything to you. With Old Pai's sky class here, House Zhao would be turned upside down for sure. But today, you really picked the wrong time. Do you know who these people are? You might not know Zhao Qikuan, but you should know Lin Yi, right? Old Master Yu, Sect Master Hua, Sect Master Jin, you are here too. Lin Yi said faintly. That's right, we're here to hold the second step of our crusade against Lin Yi. We were just about to go to your house to make a scene, but you guys took the initiative to come to us. This time, I think you guys won't be able to return. Since you came looking for trouble, we'll wipe you out. Elder Pai, Elder Han, you two can die together. Elder Zhao laughed wildly, ha 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 ha. Oh. Really? In that case, Old Master Yu, Sect Master Jin, and Sect Master Hua, are you all on Old Master Zhao's side and are ready to go against us? Lin Yi looked at Old Master Yu, Sect Master Jin, and Sect Master Hua with a faint smile. Of course. Old Master Yu, Gate Master Jin, and Gate Master Hua all nodded and answered. Oh, then I won't hold back. Lin Yi suddenly stood up from the wheelchair, channeling his practitioner's arts, and his sky-class early phase strength was revealed. Ha! Old Master Zhao was shocked. Ah! Sect Master Jin and Sect Master Hua were shocked. Old Master Yu, on the other hand, reacted the quickest, naturally. That's impossible. I haven't finished yet. I support Lin Yi Qianbei. After all, Lin Yi Qianbei and my coiling tiger are classmates, and their relationship is quite good. So, the reason I'm here today is to attack the Hidden House Zhao, and Old Master Zhao for poisoning Lin Yi. Really? Since when did I have a good relationship with Coiling Tiger? Lin Yi smiled as he looked at Old Master Yu. Why not? Coiling Tiger often gives you treasures, did you forget? Those medicine cauldrons and alchemy materials. Old Master Yu said quickly. Oh, that seems to be the case. Lin Yi nodded. The main purpose of his visit today was to seek justice from the Hidden House Zhao. As for the others, Lin Yi wasn't prepared to make a big move. After all, the House Yu had the Heavenly Elixir sect as their backing. Lin Yi didn't want to touch them for the time being. The Heavenly Silkworm transformation helped Lin Yi once, and Lin Yi directly kicked out the hidden forces. This wasn't right no matter what. Yes, I also want to say that it's naturally impossible. Qianshan Sect Master Wu also said, our Qianshan sect has always been on good terms with Qianbei Lin Yi. We have always been grateful to Qianbei Lin Yi for adopting our purple thunderstorm beast and solving our Qianshan sect's troubles. Otherwise, the purple thunderstorm beast would devour treasures in our sect all day long, and we wouldn't be able to do anything about it. It was Qianbei Lin Yi who adopted the spirit beast righteously and reduced our burden. So this time, I am just like Elder Yu, crusading against the Hidden House Zhao's vile behavior. Yes, our Golden Bell sect too. I am grateful to Qianbei Lin Yi's underling for killing Jin Wudi, that old thing. If he didn't die, how could I take over? So Qianbei Lin Yi is my benefactor. I also want to crusade against the Hidden House Zhao. Sect Master Jin quickly shouted. Old Man Zhao's face had already changed color. He had a deep understanding of the shamelessness of his three allies. What was called sailing with the wind, what was called sucking up to the powerful, these three displayed it to the fullest. Elder Yu, don't try to cut ties with him. You gave us the poison. Elder Zhao couldn't care less. In order to pull these three into his camp, he had to shed all pretenses. Weren't you the one who gave us the poison against the spirit beast? Jin, who agreed to kill Lin Yi just now. Treacherous and shameless to the extreme. Elder Zhao, don't spout nonsense. When did I give you the poison? We, the Hidden Yu family, do alchemy, not poison. Elder Yu immediately retorted. That's right, bullshit. If our Qianshan sect had poison against spirit beasts, why didn't we use it at the Hidden House Summit? Sect Master was said. However, it wasn't that he didn't use it at the Hidden House Summit, he didn't bring it. However, this became the best excuse for him to retort. Nonsense. Qianbei Lin Yi killed Jean Wudi and helped me take over. I can't even thank him enough. Why would I kill him? Sect Master Jean raged. You. Elder Zhao was so furious he nearly spat out blood. If these three were on his side, then they might have a chance of winning. But these three betrayed him. What good would the Zhao family have? Chapter 2980. Thinking of this, old Master Zhao slumped on the chair and shivered in fear. He didn't have the demeanor and momentum that a heaven stage master should have. He pointed at Lin Yi while trembling. Impossible, impossible. You were poisoned, your dantian and meridians were destroyed. How could nothing happen to you? Who told you that I was destroyed? Who told you that I was poisoned? Lin Yi looked at Elder Zhao and asked teasingly, Oh, right, that poison of yours was pretty tasty. It helped me break through to Sky Class after eating it. Really good stuff. Do you have more of it? Can you give me some more? No. Impossible. How is this possible? Could it be? Old Master Zhao suddenly turned his head and stared at Old Yu. Old Yu, you tricked me. That's not poison. It's a breakthrough medicine, right? Old Master Yu was also stunned. He thought, how is this possible? This poison was given by Heavenly Elixir sect. How could it be a breakthrough medicine? But Old Yu suddenly thought of something. When Lin Yi was in trouble, Heavenly Silkworm transformation personally solved the trouble from the Dark Knight Palace. Could it be that there was an unspeakable secret between Heavenly Elixir sect and Lin Yi? Although this medicine was given by Kong Ming, Lin Yi's opponent, Kong Ming was an alchemist. How much knowledge could he have? What did he know? Maybe he was tricked by Heavenly Silkworm transformation and didn't know. In that case, this poison might really be a scheme by Heavenly Elixir sect. But no matter what, this was not something that Old Yu could participate in. Thinking that he actually participated in the plan to harm Lin Yi, he must be tired of living. Even his master, Heavenly Elixir sect, helped Lin Yi and didn't want Lin Yi to die. It seemed that he had to make some appropriate adjustments to his Hidden Yu family's development plan. Thinking of this, Old Yu said faintly, Yes, that's right. That is the breakthrough medicine. So what if I gave it? I've been playing infernal affairs. Motherfucker. You tricked me. Lord Zhao was so angry that his entire body was convulsing, unable to speak. On the other hand, Lin Yi looked at Old Yu with interest. He found it funny listening to Old Yu's words. Spies. But now it seemed that the poison was indeed given by the Hidden Yu family. So, the three of you are my allies. Lin Yi looked at Old Man Yu, Sect Master Jean, and Sect Master Hua and asked deliberately. That's true, but we don't dare to be allies. We're just running errands, little brothers on the periphery. Old Master Yu didn't dare to be arrogant. The current Lin Yi wasn't someone they could deal with. Lin Yi smiled and looked at them meaningfully. He said lightly, If that's the case, then help me destroy the Hidden Zhao family. That saves me the trouble of doing it myself. Ah. Elder Yu was stunned after listening to Lin Yi's words. What? He wanted him to deal with the Hidden Zhao family. Old Man Zhao's face was also very ugly. He was very angry about Lin Yi dealing with the Hidden Zhao family, but there was nothing he could do. He could only threaten, Old Man Yu, you have to think carefully. don't fall into Lin Yi's trap. When you destroy our hidden Zhao family, the ancient sects will definitely not let you go easily. Is that so? Old man, you quickly made a decision. Right now, if he didn't make a move, then Lin Yi would probably destroy them together. Old man, you knew how ruthless Lin Yi was. When he destroyed the secular house he didn't even blink and didn't care about the interference of the hidden houses. And now, Lin Yi probably wouldn't care about the pressure from the ancient sections. Lin Yi and the ancient sects had been enemies a long time ago. The everyday sect, the Dark Palace, these were all Lin Yi's enemies, but Lin Yi was still alive and well. Before, silkworm transformation had probably helped Lin Yi take care of the pressure from the Dark Palace. It was probably because Lin Yi was in isolation training and silkworm transformation didn't want to disturb Lin Yi. Otherwise, with Lin Yi's current strength, he could totally kill that black-clothed elder from the Dark Palace. Lin Qianbei, what should we do? Headmaster Hua asked impatiently. Other than old Zhao and Zhao Guanyin, kill all the core members. The servants who aren't strong, just dismiss them. Lin Yi said to old Yu. As for old Zhao, Lin Yi took Qikuan's feelings into consideration. No matter what, he had to let Qikuan deal with him personally. As for Zhao Guanyin, Lin Yi thought that he was Qin Shi's father. Lin Yi didn't want to kill him, but he couldn't escape punishment. Lin Yi would also destroy his meridians and Dantian, but Zhao Guanyin wouldn't recover so easily. He could only be a normal person for the rest of his life. Yes. When Old Man Yu and the others heard that they didn't have to deal with Old Man Zhao and Zhao Guanyin personally, they heaved a sigh of relief. If they were to deal with those small fries, they wouldn't feel any pressure. However, if they were to deal with Old Man Zhao, even a heaven stage expert like Old Man Yu would still be injured. After all, Old Yu was a refiner, and he wasn't good at fighting. Headmaster Hua and Headmaster Jin, on the other hand, were weak, only Earth class. It was still quite stressful for them to face old Zhao, who was a Sky class. If old Zhao fought them to the death, then they, as Earth class, would be at a disadvantage. So they suspected that Lin Yi wanted them to die together, but now it seemed like that wasn't the case. Lin Yi planned to let them go this time, but he had to do something. After receiving the order, the three of them moved, running out of the meeting room to get rid of the core members of House Zhao. Old Zhao, on the other hand, sat on the chair, slumped. His eyes were dull, and he couldn't say a word. Qikuan sighed softly and looked at old Zhao. If you knew this would happen, why did you do it? If you really wanted the hidden House Zhao to serve you, you wouldn't have ended up like this, right? I really don't understand, what's so good about Zhao Qibing to make you do this? Zhao Qikuan, you traitor, don't say that. You know your own strength very well. Zhao Qibing is an Earth class early phase, and a disciple of the ancient sect Dark Palace. Who do you think you are? You're just a mystic middle phase peak. What right do you have to fight for the position of heir? Old Zhao finally said what he was thinking. Ha! Qikuan laughed at himself. So, in your eyes, there's only Zhao Qibing. He's just an Earth class early phase. Is he that strong in your eyes? Chapter 2981. He continued with a cold smile. Isn't it because you're relying on Lin Yi? You're right, I miscalculated. I didn't think that Lin Yi wouldn't be poisoned, but instead broke through. So what? You're relying on him, and if anything happens to him, you'll be in trouble. You don't have your own strength, so what's the use? Alright, Earth class late phase peak is like a fart in your eyes. It seems like you've been a fart for years as well. Qikuan shook his head, disappointed in the old man. What did you say? Old Zhao paused. What Earth class late phase peak? Chikuan didn't reply and started channeling his practitioner's arts, revealing his Earth-class late-phase peak to the old man. You're Earth-class late-phase peak now. How is that possible? Old Xiao looked at Chikuan in shock. That's not possible, you were Mystic middle phase peak before, how could you level up so fast? What kind of elixir did you use? I don't need to tell you that, Chikuan shook his head, you don't want me to be a part of House Xiao anyway. So what? You wouldn't dare kill me anymore, my grandson Zhao Qibing is a disciple of the ancient sect Dark Palace. If you kill me, Zhao Qibing will avenge me. Old Xiao saw that Lin Yi didn't kill him and thought that Lin Yi was afraid of the Dark Palace. If Zhao Qibing wants revenge, I'll welcome it any time. Kong Mingming said the same thing, but he watched his brother's fiancée be with me every day. You think he doesn't want to kill me? Lin Yi looked at old Zhao, amused. I'm not killing you not because of Zhao Qibing, that Zhao Qibing. I'll deal with him when I have the time. I'm not killing you because you're Zhao Qikuan and Qin Shi's grandpa. I don't want them to be sad, that's all. Naturally, Qikuan knew that Lin Yi was telling the truth. In the test, Lin Yi even dared to kill a disciple of the Everyday and Everyday Sept, let alone the family of a Dark Palace disciple. Qikuan was touched that Lin Yi could say that, after all, Lin Yi was still caring about his feelings. Boss, cripple him and keep his life. Send him abroad and let him be an ordinary rich man. He won't have to worry about food and clothing. This is my request. Qikuan hesitated, but decided to say so. After all, he had cut ties with House Xiao, but he couldn't kill his grandpa. After all, old Xiao didn't have the heart to kill him with his own hands. This was Qikuan's final repayment. Sure. Lin Yi nodded. Lin Yi had planned to do so before. Lin Yi looked at Old Man Zhao and asked, Old Man Zhao, do you have anything else to say? What do I say, will you let me go? Old Man Zhao said hatefully. No. Lin Yi shook his head. Then what's there to say? Old Man Zhao humphed coldly, do it, Zhao Qibing will avenge me. Lin Yi frowned slightly as he reached out and tapped on Old Zhao's body a couple of times. Old Zhao screamed in pain as well. The pain Lin Yi had gone through a few days ago was on him as well. Qikuan turned his head away, not looking at Old Man Zhao. After Lin Yi made his move, Qikuan took a deep breath and looked at Old Man Zhao. Grandpa, this is the last time I'll call you Grandpa. If you're smart, take the money from House Xiao and live the rest of your life abroad. Don't come back, this world doesn't belong to you anymore. I don't need you to mind my business. You're such a hypocrite. Old Man Zhao humphed coldly, gritting his teeth. Qikuan sighed softly and didn't say anything else. Wu Qintian, you're from the common world House Wu, you have a lot of connections. Arrange for Old Man Zhao to go abroad. Lin Yi turned to Qintian. Yes, boss. Qintian nodded, I'll arrange it for him. Old Man Zhao, a sky-class master, the powerful hidden House Xiao, all of this would become a thing of the past, a memory. Zhao Qikuan, are you willing to take over the hidden House Xiao? Lin Yi asked. After all, after Old Man Zhao left, the hidden House Xiao still had a spot in the hidden house. With Lin Yi, Old Man Han, Old Man Pai, Old Man Zhuang, and even Old Man Yu, Master Jean, and Master with support, Zhao Qikuan might be weak, but he'd be able to hold his own. No, boss, thank you for your good intentions. Let this sad family become history, I'll follow you from now on. Qikuan shook his head, rejecting Lin Yi's suggestion. Lin Yi nodded, not forcing the issue. While they were talking, Sect Master Wu returned with a trembling woman and a child in his hands. Senior Lin, this woman is the wife of the hidden House Xiao Guanyin, and this is his son. But this woman said that she's the aunt of your little brother and your old friend, and she doesn't want me to kill her. Wu didn't dare make the decision after hearing the woman's words. He brought the woman to Lin Yi, preparing to ask Lin Yi for his opinion. You Xiao Jin. Lin Yi knew about the marriage between the hidden House Yu and House Xiao, and so when Wu brought it up, he immediately knew who this woman was. She was Yu Bing and Yu Ning's aunt. Yes. Senior Lin. I'm Yu Ning and Yu Bing's aunt, and I'm in the hidden House Xiao. I'm very pitiful right now, being ignored by Zhao Guanyin. I have nothing to do with them. Please don't kill me and the child. Xiao Jin no longer had the aura of a mistress. She was just a pitiful woman who wanted to live. Wu had killed 2 of House Xiao's core disciples right in front of her, and it had completely destroyed her. She didn't even know what to say in front of Lin Yi, the mastermind behind all of this. Send her back to the hidden House Yu. Lin Yi waved his hand, not wanting to talk too much to Xiao Jin. He'd just take it as giving face to Yu Ning and Yu Bing. He'd also take it as Yu Yi's sudden appearance as a favor to House Yu. Yes. Wu's attitude towards Xiao Jin was much better after receiving the order. Let's go, Miss Yu, I'll get someone to send you back to the hidden House Yu. All right, thank you, Senior Lin. Xiao Jin said with reverence. She naturally understood the situation in front of her. Lin Yi was the one giving the orders, and so she quickly thanked him. Chapter 2982. Zhao Guanyin. Lin Yi looked at Elder Yu and frowned. Yes, according to the Zhao family's disciples, when Elder Lin and the others entered the Zhao family's villa, Zhao Guanyin was escorted by Elder Mian and left the hidden Zhao family through the back door. It's been more than half an hour now. I've searched the back mountain and haven't found anyone. Elder Yu quickly said. One ran away. Lin Yi was taken aback. He didn't expect Zhao Guanyin to run away so fast. The reason why Lin Yi came to the hidden house in a wheelchair and didn't let Elder Pai and the others get off first was to confuse the hidden house and make them think that he didn't have the ability to take down the hidden house and that he was here to die. In fact, Elder Zhao did think so before, and because Elder Yu, Gate Master Wu, and Gate Master Jin were here, he felt that Lin Yi and the others wouldn't be able to return. But this Zhao Guanyin was a genius. The situation was clearly in the hidden house's favor, but he still ran away. It seemed that Zhao Guanyin wasn't as cowardly as Lin Yi thought. Yes, Senior Lin, when you entered the hidden house, Zhao Guanyin ran away with Elder Mian. Elder Yu said, what do we do now? We definitely won't be able to catch up to them because I don't know where they ran to. Let's not care about him for now and get rid of the others first. When Lin Yi heard that Zhao Guanyin ran away, he didn't know why, but he had a bad feeling in his heart. He felt that something bad was going to happen, but he couldn't think of any bad consequences. After all, Zhao Guanyin was only an Earth-class master. Even Zhao Qibing, a disciple of the ancient sect, Dark Palace, wasn't afraid of him. What kind of trouble could Zhao Guanyin cause? However, the dispirited old master Zhao, who was sitting in his seat, suddenly laughed out loud when he heard that Zhao Guanyin had run away. Zhao Guanyin, you're really something. You didn't call me when you left. It's been so many years, and you've even lied to your old man. At this moment, old Master Zhao probably understood that Zhao Guanyin's previous lack of an opinion was just an act. Because old Master Zhao was too strong, too egotistical, and too greedy for power, he forcibly occupied the position of family head and never gave it up. As the young family head, Zhao Guanyin could only do this to protect himself. At the crucial moment, Zhao Guanyin's wisdom was revealed. Zhao Guanyin was obviously smarter than old man Zhao. He had been guarding against Lin Yi. When he saw Lin Yi and the others coming, he knew that it was not a good thing, so he ran away immediately. However, after old Master Zhao complained, he laughed happily again. Good, 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 very good, finally one escaped. Lin Yi, it is impossible for you to destroy our hidden Zhao family. I didn't want to destroy your family in the first place. Isn't Zhao Qikuan still alive and well? Lin Yi looked at old Master Zhao, deep in thought. It seemed like old Master Zhao was agitated, and he was losing his mind. This was understandable. Life was full of ups and downs, and the winner who had the upper hand lost in the blink of an eye. Soon, old Master Yu, Sect Master Hua, and Sect Master Jin returned. Most of the servants and non-core disciples of the Zhao family were dismissed. As for the stubborn loyal disciples and core disciples, they all became ghosts under the hands of these three people. Although these three weren't very strong, it was as easy as killing chickens for them to deal with the ordinary disciples of the hidden Zhao family. Senior Lin, we've done what you asked us to do. Can we go now? Old Master Yu asked. Go. No rush, since you all worship me so much, let's take a picture at the entrance of the hidden Zhao family. Just nice, the disabled old Master Zhao can be our foil. Lin Yi said. Aw. Take a picture. Old Master Yu froze, and then his face turned ugly. How could he not know what Lin Yi meant? Now that the hidden Zhao family was destroyed, if they left and started a rumor, Lin Yi might cause some trouble. After all, Lin Yi couldn't surpass the ancient level yet. If the ancient level questioned him, it wouldn't be easy for Lin Yi to deal with it. However, now that Lin Yi had dragged old Yu, Gate Master Jin, and Gate Master Hua to take a group photo in front of the disabled old Zhao, it meant that today's matter had a lot to do with them. Unless the three of them were out of their minds, no one would bring up these things for no reason. Even if old Master Zhao found the ancient sects and said that Lin Yi destroyed the hidden Zhao family, they would stand up and testify that Lin Yi didn't do it. How can we prove our friendship if we don't take a picture? Lin Yi asked indifferently. Okay, take a picture, then take a picture. Old Master Yu nodded helplessly. Therefore, Old Master Yu, Headmaster Jin, and Headmaster Wu all accompanied Lin Yi and stood in front of Old Master Zhao to take a picture. Although the three of them weren't very happy, they could only force a smile to cater to Lin Yi. After all, they were afraid of death. After taking this picture, Lin Yi waved his hand and said, Okay, you can go. When you go back, behave yourself. Don't think about useless things. Otherwise, it won't be good for you. Got it, Senior Lin. We will behave ourselves after we go back. Old Master Yu and the other two said quickly. Lin Yi nodded and left the hidden house Zhao with a group of his lackeys. A big house that had been bustling with noise and excitement suddenly became very quiet. People were dead, and people were gone. Of course, the aftermath would be handled by Elder Han. After all, the matters of the hidden house level weren't something normal people could interfere with. But, just when Lin Yi was about to go home to celebrate, Lin Yi's phone rang. A normal ringtone was something normal to Lin Yi, but for some reason, Lin Yi felt a little scared this time. He looked at the caller ID. It was Ziyu. Lin Yi was confused and quickly picked up the phone. Ziyu. What's wrong? Lin Yi bro, it's bad. Your little lover's been kidnapped. Ziyu yelled through the phone. What little lover? Lin Yi paused, not understanding what Ziyu was saying. It's Lil she got kidnapped. Ziyu said. Chapter 2983. I don't know who it was, but in class today, the teacher said that she's father came looking for her, so she went out and never came back. Ziyu said, "It's already lunch break, and there's no news, so I called you." Chen Qi's father. Zhao Guanyin. Lin Yi connected the two immediately. Could it be that Zhao Guanyin had kidnapped Chen Qi after coming out of the hidden house Zhao, using her as a bargaining chip to force him to let go of the hidden house Zhao? That was the only possibility he could think of, but Zhao Guanyin had already gotten his hands on Chen Qi and didn't call him to tell him anything. What was the reason for that? Didn't Zhao Guanyin know that time was money? The longer he stayed in the hidden Zhao family, the more danger they would face. Now that the hidden Zhao family's core disciples and people were all dead, he still didn't make a move. This didn't make sense. Could it be that he took Chen Qi away for some other purpose? But worrying about it now was pointless. Guanyin and Elder Mian were both practitioners, and Earth class at that. It would be a piece of cake for them to hide. Even if Lin Yi asked Ling Shan to help him search for them, it wouldn't be of any use. With that thought, Lin Yi comforted her, "Ziyu, don't worry, it's her father who kidnapped her. I'll take care of this, just be careful." "Okay, I understand." "Lin Yi bro, you have to get Ziyu back as soon as possible. What if something happens to her?" Ziyu said. "Ziyu, don't worry, I'm worried too." Lin Yi nodded. After hanging up, Lin Yi told everyone about Guanyin kidnapping Chen Qi, but they were all confused. They didn't know why Guanyin would kidnap Chen Qi. If he wanted to threaten Lin Yi, wouldn't it be better to kidnap Ziyu as well? Although he couldn't figure it out, Lin Yi still dialed Boss Zhu's number immediately. Chen Qi's safety had always been Boss Zhu's responsibility, but when Lin Yi's call connected, no one picked up for a long time. Lin Yi frowned. It seemed that something had happened to Boss Zhu. He didn't know if he was in danger or not. "Did you see second Boss Zhu?" "No." Han Tianbai knew Zhu Lauer, but he didn't see him among the previous people. He didn't pay much attention to him at that time, but now that he thought about it, he realized something was wrong. Lin Yi nodded, his face serious. Either the second and Boss Zhu were still with Chen Qi, or the second and Boss Zhu had been exposed. But now, it seemed that the possibility of being exposed was higher. Otherwise, Boss Zhu wouldn't have ignored the call. "Mr. Lin, Elder Pai, and I have mobilized our family's power to search for Zhao Guanyin's whereabouts. You should also contact Elder Zhuang. After all, the hidden houses have some power," Han Tianba said, seeing Lin Yi frown. "That's the only way." Lin Yi nodded and dialed Gu Xian's number. Gu Xian was the go-to person in the cultivation world. He should have a way to get information about Zhao Guanyin. Of course, the premise was that Zhao Guanyin was still in the cultivation world. If he went into hiding, then no one could do anything. "Boss?" Gu Xian picked up Lin Yi's call. "Boss, I was just about to call you. I heard that your meridians and energy center are all destroyed." This news had already spread throughout the ancient times. What exactly was going on? "You didn't mention this when you called me before." "It's okay. I'm fine. Don't worry," Lin Yi said. "I called you this time because I want you to help me find out about two people. One is called Zhao Guanyin, the young master of the hidden Zhao family. The other is called Chen Qi, Zhao Guanyin's illegitimate daughter." "Oh. Okay, boss. I'll remember it. If they appear in the cultivation world, I should be able to find out about them." Gu Xian nodded. He didn't ask for the reason. "After seeing these two, should I capture them first, or, if possible, it's best to find out what they're up to and track them? Capturing them is good, but I'm afraid you're not Zhao Guanyin's match. Your strength is about the same," Lin Yi said. "That's fine. If I'm alone, I'll find out where they are first. I'll make a move when I have enough people. Gu Xian said. Alright, I'll leave this to you. Lin Yi said. At the moment, they could only wait for further news. This made Lin Yi's good mood a little gloomy. The others saw how bad Lin Yi's face was, and naturally, they didn't dare mention anything about celebrating. Zhao Qikuan felt guilty. This was all because of his old family, the hidden house Zhao. On a dilapidated national highway, an inconspicuous old Mitsubishi Pajero SUV was speeding along at high speed. The car was nondescript and old, but it was moving very fast. In other words, the driver was an excellent racer. And he was a one-armed man. That's right, this one-armed man was Zhao Qibing. His driving skills were quite good. Even if he was missing an arm, it didn't affect his driving skills at all. There were 3 people in the car. They were Zhao Guanyin, Elder Mian, and the unconscious Qin Shi. Qibing, is this really okay? This is our hidden house Zhao's last chance to rise again. Zhao Guanyin said worriedly. Dad, don't worry. I've already contacted Elder Kong Ming of the Sky Elixir sect. He said that when the young master of the Sky Elixir sect practices Sky Silkworm transformation, he'll find some girls to be his cauldrons and suck them dry, turning it into his own pure qi. He used to have a servant called Sky Butterfly, but she was all sucked to death by him. Zhao Qibing said with certainty. Qin Shi is a good cauldron body. When Sky Silkworm transformation is happy, he'll definitely give us a lot of benefits. Even if you join the Sky Elixir sect, it wouldn't be a problem. We'll be father and son in the Sky Elixir sect and Dark Palace. When we rebuild the hidden house, we'll see if that Lin Yi still dares to mess with us. That's the only way. Guanyin nodded and sighed. I'm afraid your grandfather's done for. Chapter 2984. Man, at the end of the day, he's still my father, your grandpa. We're leaving him like this, I feel bad. Guanyin was a little down. Dad, think about it. It's been so many years. How did he treat you? How did he treat me? Even Zhao Qikuan, how did he treat him? Is there family in his eyes? He chose you because you're his puppet. You don't have a mind of your own, so he can still control House Zhao. He chose me because I helped him level up, made him into Sky Class. Zhao Qikuan, on the other hand, hated Lin Yi, so he always made things difficult for him. Zhao Qibing curled his lips and said nonchalantly, if we want to deal with Lin Yi, we need someone else to do it. Now that the opportunity is right in front of us, we'd be idiots if we don't grab it. Man, I know that your grandpa wouldn't have believed me even if I told him. Who knows, I might have been left behind as well. Guanyin knew Elder Zhao's temperament. If he told Elder Zhao that Lin Yi might have recovered and come back for revenge, would he have believed him? If it weren't for the fact that Zhao Qibing had just come back to visit his family and heard that Lin Yi was here for revenge, out of fear for Lin Yi, Zhao Qibing would have brought Zhao Guanyin and Elder Mian to run for their lives. Elder Mian ran with them because he was smarter than Elder Bai. He knew exactly how Elder Bai had died. Lin Yi had killed him, and he didn't want to follow in Elder Bai's footsteps. Right, that's why I didn't want to tell that old guy. Qibing said. Dad, don't be too saddened. There'll be more chances for revenge. When we come back, that Lin Yi will die. No matter how strong that Lin Yi was, how could he be a match for the ancient sects? Didn't you see how powerful the black-clothed elder of Dark Palace was in front of Lin Yi? He was just an Earth-class master, but old Pai, a Sky-class master, didn't dare to make a move. If not for the heavenly silkworm transformation's interference, Lin Yi's family would have been ruined. That's true. Zhao Guanyin nodded. The hidden plane was a very powerful existence in the secular world, but in the face of the ancient plane, it was nothing. But he was a little worried. Oh right, isn't there a grudge between the Dark Knight Palace and the Heavenly Elixir sect? It won't be a problem for us to visit the Heavenly Silkworm transformation so rashly, right? Ha, haven't you heard of this saying? There are no eternal enemies in front of benefits. Let's place this top-notch cultivation vessel in front of the Heavenly Silkworm transformation. What hatred is there? Qibing waved his hand. Plus, I'm a core disciple of the Dark Palace, they have to give face to the ancient level. I hope so. Zhao Guanyin nodded. But I really didn't expect Big Zhu and Second Zhu to be Lin Yi's people. They wanted to steal Qin Shi from us at such a critical moment. Luckily, the three of us are Earth-class masters and subdued them. Otherwise, the plan wouldn't have been able to proceed. Actually, when I caught Yuning last time, Lin Yi came looking for me. I felt that something was wrong and started suspecting the second Zhu, but I didn't have any evidence. I was on guard this time, but I didn't expect it to really be them. Qibing humphed coldly. If it wasn't for the urgency, I would have killed them to vent my anger. This time, we're all on the same side. Once we reach the Heavenly Elixir sect, there won't be any Lin Yi spies around us. We'll be completely free from Lin Yi's shadow, Elder Mian nodded. In the Heavenly Elixir sect, Kong Xiaoming was sitting in Tian Chan's room. He carefully smiled. Ever since Ancestor Xianqin told him that although he had a relationship with Xianqin, he had to maintain a good relationship with Tian Chan, Kong Xiaoming began to deliberately flatter Tian Chan. Because he could see that if he wanted to have the right to speak here, relying on the Xianqin ancestor wasn't enough. Tian Chan would give face to the Xianqin ancestor, but she wouldn't give face to him, Kong Ming. Little Ming, what's the matter? Tian Chan could naturally see that Kong Ming was a fickle person, but how smart was Tian Chan? She had been sitting in the position of the young master with the identity of Tian Chan. She couldn't show her emotions on her face. Young Master Tian, I heard that your practice requires a few girls with excellent physiques as a furnace. Kong Ming acted first and reported later because he felt that this matter was in the bag. Oh. Who did you hear this from? Tian Chan asked expressionlessly. Ugh. In this sect, the elders with some status all know that your previous mate Tian Dai, isn't she a good furnace? Kong Xiaoming said carefully. Oh, so what? Tian Chan nodded. For the sake of the Xianqin ancestors' plan, she had indeed disguised herself as a vicious and lecherous young master. As for Tian Dai, Tian Chan had announced to the public that she had been used as a furnace to cultivate to death. I heard that these years, young Master Tian has been looking for another good furnace to replace Tian Dai. Kong Ming saw that Tian Chan didn't show any displeasure, but confirmed his words, so he was relieved and continued to ask. That's right. How can it be so easy to find a furnace? Why are you asking this? Tian Chan didn't even look for a furnace. She said that she was looking for a furnace, but that was just a cover. Whether or not she found one, wasn't it up to Tian Chan to decide? Young master, there's a perfect furnace in front of you right now. What do you think? Kong Ming finally let out a sigh of relief. It seemed like he had done a great job this time. What perfect cauldron? You're saying you're a furnace? Tian Chan paused and looked at Kong Ming strangely. Aren't you a guy? Are you actually Kong bro? Of course not. Kong Ming felt a little awkward after hearing Tian Chan's words. He quickly explained, it's like this. Zhao Qibing, a core disciple of the Dark Palace, has sent you a perfect furnace for your cultivation. He's on the way now. Zhao Qibing from the Dark Palace. Tian Chan was a little annoyed at Kong Mingming for being a busybody, but she couldn't reject him on the surface. She could only pretend to be happy. Oh. Didn't I just teach him a lesson? Why is he sending me a furnace now? Is there something wrong with this? I can guarantee that there's no problem. Kong Mingming shook his head and said with certainty. Chapter 2985. This is what happened. That Lin Yi ignored the restrictions of the ancient sects and destroyed the hidden house Zhao. Zhao Qibing went back to visit his family and ran away with his father. He wanted us to take his father in, so he gave his sister, Zhao Guangyin's daughter, to you as a cultivation vessel. What? The cultivation vessel is Zhao Guangyin's daughter, Zhao Qibing's sister? They're willing to do that. Tian Chan felt that this was so weird. Of course, she's an illegitimate daughter, no feelings. Most importantly, she's Lin Yi's god-sister, the love sister type. Kong Mingming explained with a sinister smile. They think that if this girl is harmed by the young master, Lin Yi will definitely go crazy, but they won't dare to reason with you, young master. This way, Zhao Qibing will see Lin Yi hurt, and he'll be taking revenge for the hidden house Zhao. Lin Yi's love sister. Tian Chan's face changed slightly, becoming a little unnatural, but she quickly covered it up. If that's the case, bring her to me. Yes. Kong Mingming was overjoyed when he heard the agreement. They'll be here soon, I'll bring them to you as soon as possible. After Kong Mingming left, Tian Chan fell into deep thought. Her face changed again and again, as if she was having a mental battle. But finally, a flash of decisiveness appeared on Tian Chan's face as she made a decision. Qibing drove the car to the airport of a nearby city and boarded a private jet. This was the secret property of the hidden house Zhao's, and the registered name of the plane had nothing to do with the hidden house at all, but it belonged to them in the dark. The plane flew straight to the Sky Elixir sect, and quickly landed at the airport of the city closest to Sky Elixir. There was already a car arranged by Kong Mingming, and with Silkworm's permission, Kong Mingming used the resources of Sky Elixir sect. The car quickly brought Zhao Qibing, Zhao Guanyin, Elder Mian, and Qin Shi into Sky Elixir sect. In the guest room, they saw Kong Mingming waiting for them. Elder Kong, how have you been? I've missed you so much since we last met. Zhao Qibing had worked with Kong Mingming to kill Lin Yi, but he was the leader at that time. Now, he had to respect Kong Mingming as his big brother. I've talked to the young master about you guys, Zhao Qibing said. Kong Mingming didn't exchange pleasantries with Zhao Qibing. Zhao Qibing was just a normal core disciple of Dark Palace, and he was an elder of Sky Elixir sect. There was a huge gap between their statuses, and naturally, Kong Mingming had to put on airs. You brought them here, right? Yes. Zhao Guanyin quickly waved at Elder Mian, and Elder Mian placed the unconscious Qin Shi on the ground in front of Kong Mingming. TSK, a little beauty, the young master will definitely like her. Kong Mingming looked at Qin Shi's face, very satisfied. If Qin Shi's looks were all over the place, he wouldn't be interested in Silkworm no matter how good of a furnace she was. That's good, that's good. Zhao Guanyin breathed in relief. It seemed like it was done. I'll bring you to the young master, you'll know what to say then, right? Some things can be said, some things can't be said, so don't speak thoughtlessly. If you piss off the young master, you'll be in for it. Kong Mingming warned. Don't worry, Elder Kong, I'm someone who's been in Dark Palace for a long time, I know the rules, Zhao Qibing said quickly. Kong Xiaoming nodded and led the Zhaos to the Silkworm Transformations room. After Little Peach informed them, they entered without a hitch. Young Master, Hidden House Zhao Qibing, Zhao Guanyin, Mian Huqing, and Furnished Qin Shi are all here. Kong Mingming introduced them one by one to silkworm transformation. Zhao Qibing, I didn't think we'd meet again. Tian Chan looked at Zhao Qibing and asked. You're too courteous, young Master Tian. I've offended you last time. I'm here to apologize, young Master Tian. Zhao Qibing didn't see anything amiss. After all, back in Lin Yi's villa, he didn't dare look at silkworm transformation directly. Even now, he didn't dare look at it directly, so he didn't realize that the two silkworm transformations weren't the same person. Of course, unless it was someone from the Sky Elixir sect, outsiders wouldn't be able to tell the difference between Tian Chan and Tian Dai. Oh, so that's how it is. Tian Chan glanced at Qin Shi on the ground and asked, This is the cultivation vessel you gave me? That's right. Zhao Qibing said quickly, She's a great furnace, but because House Zhao doesn't have a suitable method, we can only use normal methods to train her. Young master, you can train her a bit and she'll become a great furnace. Oh, I heard that this is your sister, Lin Yi's lover. Tian Chan nodded. Yes. Zhao Qibing nodded, but don't worry, young master, she's still a virgin, she's definitely still a virgin. I can see that, you don't need to tell me. Tian Chan waved her hand, Alright, I know your goal, Little Ming told me already. How about this, Zhao Guangyin, you and Mianhua stay here and train with Elder Kong Mingming. Yes. Thank you, young master. Zhao Qibing was overjoyed. Kong Mingming was someone he knew, and following him would give him hope for revenge in the future. Kong Mingming was also Lin Yi's enemy, so they could work together. Tian Chan saw Zhao Qibing's expression, how could she not know what he was thinking? But, putting all of Lin Yi's enemies together meant that Tian Chan could keep an eye on them. Poor Zhao Qibing and Zhao Guangyin, they didn't know any of this at all, they were still immersed in the great hidden House Zhao's revival plan, dreaming of the day when they could borrow the power of Sky Elixir to revive the hidden House Zhao and kill Lin Yi. They didn't know that Tian Chan was just controlling them. Little Ming, take them to rest, I'll talk to this furnace alone, Tian Chan gestured for Kong Mingming to leave. Yes. Young master. Kong Mingming quickly nodded and gestured for Zhao Qibing and the others to leave. Since Silkworm Change had spoken, Kong Mingming could arrange for Zhao Guangyin and Mianhua to be part of his team. Chapter 2986. After Kong Xiaoming left with Zhao Qibing and the others, Tian Chan carried Qin Shi and entered her own secret room. This secret room had a formation set up by a master. Even if it was a sky-class master, they wouldn't be able to hear what was going on inside. After entering the room, Tian Chan reached out and massaged Qin Shi's body, and Qin Shi slowly woke up. Opening her eyes, Qin Shi looked at the unfamiliar environment and the unfamiliar people in front of her. She didn't scream, but subconsciously shrunk her body. Qin Shi thought that she was ridiculous. Her own father had hurt her once, and she was stupid enough to trust him and see him again. She thought that she was safe in the school, and with Zhu Lao's protection, her father Zhao Guangyin couldn't do anything to her. But, how could she know that Zhu Lao had been knocked out by Zhao Guangyin, Elder Mian, and Zhao Qibing? Not long after she came out, she was knocked out by her own father and taken away. Therefore, since the other party woke her up, it meant that she was brought to a place where the other party felt safe, which also meant that it was the other party's territory. Her shouting here was useless. Although Qin Shi was young, she still understood these principles. She could only blame herself for being naive, thinking that her father was her father and couldn't hurt her. She didn't think that he would hurt her again. You're awake. Tian Chan looked at the delicate girl in front of her. She was cute, but was she Lin Yi's lover? Lin Yi had a tendency to like Lolis. That young Chi-Chi was also the petite type, you are. Where is this place? She didn't see her father and the others. She looked at the handsome man in front of her, confused. Am I handsome? Tian-chan smiled at Shi. Ah. Shi froze. She didn't think that this handsome man would ask this question. She didn't know what it was, but she nodded honestly. You're pretty handsome, then do you want to be my woman? Tian-chan nodded and continued to ask. Her voice was very warm, making people feel comfortable. She shook her head, no. Why? Tian-chan asked with interest. Because I already have someone I like. Shi saw that Sky Silkworm had become very amiable, and didn't look fierce, so she dared to speak some truth. Oh, then I'll go kill him. Tian-chan said faintly, isn't that good? No. She was shocked and quickly shook her head. I was actually lying to you. I don't have anyone I like. Hee, are you Lin Yi's little girlfriend? Tian-chan changed the topic and asked. Ah. She was stunned. She didn't think that the person in front of her actually knew Lin Yi. Then those words before, he must have been deliberately asked. I was just joking with you, I'm actually Lin Yi's friend. Tian-chan sighed slightly in her heart. It seemed that Shi and Lin Yi really had a relationship. Really? Shi looked at Tian-chan with some vigilance, as if she didn't believe her words. To be honest, I'm the young master of the Heavenly Elixir sect. You were sent by your father and brother to be my cultivation furnace. To put it bluntly, you are my personal property. I can do whatever I want with you. Tian-chan said, since I told you so much, I actually want you to know that I have no ill intentions towards you. Really? Shi felt that the person in front of her didn't seem to be lying to her. Then, can you let me go? No. Tian-chan shook her head decisively and said, if I let you go, your father and brother will capture you again and offer you to someone else as a cultivation furnace. At that time, it won't be as easy as it is now. Do you understand what I mean? Oh. Shi nodded. What Tian-chan said was not unreasonable. If she really was a bargaining chip offered by her father for glory, then if she went back, they would definitely capture her again. Then what should I do? Stay by my side, be a maid. I will teach you the best cultivation method to become a cultivation furnace. Don't use your previous cultivation method. Tian-chan said. Ah. Then don't I have to become a cultivation furnace to be used by others? Shi was slightly stunned, not understanding what Tian-chan meant. What if this person is Lin Yi? Tian-chan smiled slightly. Do you want to become someone who can help him? Yes. Shi nodded shyly. One had to say, Tian-chan's words hit the nail on the head. Becoming someone who could help Lin Yi made Shi really happy. After all, Ziyu had always instilled in her that the girls around Lin Yi all had their own specialties, and she didn't have much of an advantage over them. All she had to do was act cute, or seduce, but Shi wasn't good at any of that. Now that Tian-chan was giving her a chance to help Lin Yi, of course she was moved. From now on, your name will be Tian-shi, and you will be my personal maid. But don't tell anyone about this. You will only be responsible for me, understood? Tian-chan said. Yes, don't worry, I won't trust my father or anyone else anymore. Shi nodded, a little embarrassed, but, your personal maid, hee. Tian-chan smiled faintly and turned around. It was unknown how she did it, but she wiped her face a few times. Then, her beautiful hair scattered over her shoulders. She turned around and became a gentle and beautiful woman. Ah. Why you? You're a girl. Chen Shi's eyes were wide open. If she still couldn't tell that this was a girl, then her eyes must have had problems. That's right, but can you keep this a secret for me? Including Lin Yi. Tian Chan nodded. Yes, don't worry, sis. I'll keep this a secret for sure. Chen Shi nodded hard. She didn't know why, but she felt that Tian Chan was very trustworthy. It gave her a sense of security. Tian Chan, on the other hand, didn't know why she would show her true face in front of Chen Shi. Perhaps she was Lin Yi's lover. Tian Chan felt that she could trust her. From now on, in front of me, call me young master. My name to outsiders is Sky Silkworm Transformation. Tian Chan said. Don't give yourself away in front of outsiders. Yes. Chen Shi nodded. But after some hesitation, she asked weakly, Young master, can I contact Lin Yi bro? Chapter 2987. I got it. Chen Shi nodded obediently. Then you have to tell Lin Yi bro, he'll be worried. Don't worry, I will help you convey it. Tian Chan said. Chen Shi was relieved. After arranging a place for Chen Shi to rest, Tian Chan fell into deep thought. With Zhao Guangyin's arrival at the Heavenly Elixir sect, the news of Lin Yi advancing to the early stage of Heaven stage and flattening the hidden Zhao family also spread. Tian Chan was very surprised. Lin Yi was actually fine. And he even broke through to the early stage of Heaven stage. Before, Tian Dai saw with her own eyes how serious Lin Yi's injuries were. Could it be that all of this was an act by Lin Yi? Tian Chan really couldn't figure it out. How did Lin Yi recover from his injuries when his meridians and dantian were all destroyed and he couldn't even use the mantra? However, although Tian Chan couldn't figure it out, she was really relieved. That's right, how could the man she paid attention to fall so easily? Whether he had the ability to recover or it was all an act, Tian Chan felt that Lin Yi was very powerful. A rogue cultivator could destroy a hidden family. What kind of ability was this? Although this matter was very easy for an ancient sect, that was a sect, how could it be compared to a rogue cultivator? As for Chen Shi's news, Tian Chan didn't intend to directly call Lin Yi to tell him. What identity should she use to call Lin Yi? How should she say it? If Lin Yi asked her for people, should she give it or not? If she gave it, Tian Chan didn't care, but what would the Xianqian ancestor think? If she didn't give it, Lin Yi would definitely be unhappy, and Tian Chan would also be very unhappy. Therefore, Tian Chan decided to release the news that the young master of the Heavenly Elixir sect, Tian Can, had become an excellent cauldron, but because this cauldron didn't have a good corresponding mantra, he decided to let this cauldron cultivate again and use it after 2 years. In this way, things became reasonable, and Lin Yi didn't have to worry about anything happening to Chen Shi in 2 years. Of course, Tian Chan wasn't afraid that Chen Shi would be taken away by others in these 2 years, not even by the Xianqian ancestor. After all, Tian Chan had to continue to maintain his lustful identity in front of outsiders, so it was absolutely impossible to give away what was in his pocket. Tian Chan breathed a sigh of relief when she thought of the future path for Chen Shi. The Zhao father and son and elder Mian settled down in the guest room, while Kong Xiaoming went to see the Xianqian ancestor. Disciple Kong Mingming greets master. As soon as Kong Mingming entered, he saw that Patriarch Xuanqian's expression was very ugly. He didn't know why Patriarch Xianqian was unhappy, but he knelt on the ground in fear and reverence. Kong Mingming, who told you to send a cauldron to Sky Silkworm Transformation? Patriarch Xianqian asked coldly. Ah. Kong Mingming was stunned. He didn't expect Patriarch Xianchen to be angry because of this. However, he didn't know what he did wrong. Master, didn't you say that I'm an elder of the Heavenly Elixir sect and that I should build a good relationship with young Master Tian? I thought, a servant girl was killed by him, and I found a cauldron to please him. Is there anything wrong with that? Patriarch Xianchen was stunned. He realized that he was indeed a bit impatient. Kong Mingming didn't know the reason behind it. He didn't know that Sky Silkworm transformation was actually a female, so he did these things. Patriarch Xianchen knew that Tian Chan couldn't use a cauldron to cultivate. Cauldron cultivation emphasized the balance of yin and yang attributes. Both Tian Chan and Qin Shi were yin attributes, so how could they be used? The so-called killing of a servant girl was just a rumor. Xianchen remembered that the servant girl had died in an accident. A cauldron is such a big thing. What if Sky Silkworm transformation doesn't like it if you don't discuss it with me? Wouldn't you be kissing up to the horse's feet? Patriarch Xianchen explained himself. I'm doing this for your own good. Sorry, Master, disciple was impatient. Next time, disciple will definitely discuss it with you first. Kong Mingming hurriedly said. I heard that Zhao Guanyin and Mian Huachuan are both Earth rank experts. Patriarch Xianchen asked. Yes, Master. Kong Mingming hurriedly answered. Find a chance to test them. Ask them if they want to become stronger. If they do, I can help them. Patriarch Xianchen pondered for a moment and said to Kong Mingming. What do you mean? Kong Mingming was stunned. Master, you want to give them qi gathering pills? How can there be so many qi gathering pills for them? Patriarch Xianchen shook his head. I'm working with a force to modify cultivators. I don't know if it will succeed or if there are any drawbacks, so I wanted to find someone to try it out. Coincidentally, these two have come to me. So that's how it is. They might die easily. Kong Mingming nodded. Master is indeed sinister and ruthless. Even I didn't expect to make a move on someone from the hidden Zhao family. I'm impressed. Alright, stop flattering me. I'll have little one follow you. When the time is right, show off your skills in front of those two from the Zhao family. They'll probably take the initiative to beg you to become stronger. Patriarch Xianchen said. That's true. Don't worry, Master. I've made the arrangements. I won't let you down this time. Kong Mingming nodded and prepared to leave. Wait, when you leave, tell Little Peach to inform the Heavenly Silkworm transformation to come see me. Tell him that I have something to discuss with him. Patriarch Xianchen instructed. Yes, Master. Kong Mingming didn't think too much about it. After leaving the door, he found Little Peach and asked her to inform the Heavenly Silkworm transformation to come see Patriarch Xianchen. Meanwhile, he went to find Little One to meet Zhao Guanyin and Mian Huachuan. The Heavenly Silkworm transformation knew that Patriarch Xianchen or Patriarch Xuanjin would definitely look for her because of the cauldron, so she wasn't surprised. She directly came to Patriarch Xuanchen's room and said respectfully, Disciple Tian Chan greets Martial Uncle Xianchen. Tian Chan, I heard that Kong Mingming gave you a cauldron. How do you plan to deal with this matter? Patriarch Xianchen didn't beat around the bush and asked directly. Martial Uncle Xianchen, I'm going to announce to the public that the cauldron's previous cultivation method isn't suitable. I'm going to have her cultivate a better cauldron cultivation method again. Then, I'll have her be one of my maids and temporarily replace Little Peach. Tian Chan said, this way, I can hide the fact that I'm a woman and let everyone think that I didn't touch the cauldron because her cultivation method isn't suitable. That's not bad. Patriarch Xianchen nodded. Although he really wanted to give this cauldron to his other disciples, giving it to Tian Chan was equivalent to wasting it. You're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.